Around 30 years ago, a great war ravaged much of the continent of Azera. The war was led directly by the leaders of the four main kingdoms of this continent, those being the Rehalan Jungle, a collection of jungle-dwelling Fae and Druids, the Kingdom of Aelrin, a religious but mostly accepting of others human kingdom, the Moving Mountains, a magical land run and ruled by the Archmage atop his mountain, at the very top of the Moving Mountains. And Thedium, a very devout and religious group of previously nomadic barbarian tribes of various races who see power and hatred of non-divine magic as their defining qualities. This war ravaged the continent for 9 long years, and now, after more than 20 years have passed since this war, the King of Aelrin has died, the Queen has taken his place. Thedium has turned into an aggressive theocracy. The King of Green from the Rehalan jungle hasn't been seen in years, and the Archmage has been hard at work at a secret project, to the point where his subjects haven't seen him in a little bit either. These shifts in powers have led to a rise in crimes and dark forces gaining footholds in the far reaches of the kingdoms. Now, we meet up with our prospective heroes in the town of Drominae. And we find ourselves within the Lavender Owl Bar and Inn. This bar is fairly well-to-do for a very small town. It's run mostly by a gnome named Fizzlet Sourthumb and his family. It consists of Fizzlet, his wife Arya, and their son, who does most of the cooking, Grablin. We see, the nice wooden tables everywhere. And let's go with our hometown hero first. Andrew, would you like to describe your character that we see inside the bar?
Okay, so can I be level 20 in the first session?
No!
Oh, well.
Can I at least be level 2?
No! That's a more reasonable one, but no!
I mean, mine's just a fucking 2 with a 0 behind it. Like, what's the difference?
Like, hell is soaked my water. Fuck you.
If you really think about it, though.
Yeah, he's just level 2.0.
Yeah.
I don't know about if you know this, Andrew, but according to Sig Figs, it's just a 2. Anyway, moving on.
You ain't wrong. I hate that though.
Well, I don't do math, so it's a 20.
It's science, but okay, moving on.
Oh yeah, my name is Aegis Valmaris. I'm age 22. I just messed up. Shout out.
Oh no.
Yeah, I didn't know you were starting with me. You definitely caught me off guard. But yeah, I'm age 22. Eladrin, Spring Eladrin. I stand at a size 5'8". Weight 145. I am originally from Thedium. I had to migrate to Aelrin when I was about 15 due to prejudice against mages and whatnot. So that is what it has brought me here today in Aelrin.
Chris, we would see you sitting beside him at this table. What do you look like?
Well, folks, in this side of the tavern, wearing a worn-out sleeveless blue admiral coat, light brown pants, a pair of combat boots with some leather armor, standing 6'3", weighing 230 pounds, age 38. Soldier of the 5th Headhunter Division, survivor of the Great War, and reeking of alcohol is the pugilist Eldridge Thorne. Eldridge Thorne! Eldridge, where the fuck are you? Yeah, you heard it here, folks. The name's Eldridge Thorne, as an announcer annoyingly said 2 seconds ago. Survivor of the Great War, eh? Don't make me laugh. Ugh, I'm coming, you old geezer. Silver mask. I need to find this fucker.
And Sheldon. Who do we see as the third person brings their food to the table?
Walking over, bringing her little tray of food and probably a glass of ale. Would be the 5'2", very pale, almost like white-skinned, Averell, or like winged elf-looking female. She has black hair and heterochromatic eyes. The right is like an almost glowing red, while the other is a like bright-ass purple. It has like black feathers matching like the wings on her back, kind of woven into her hair. It's got like a more or less like a Spider Gwen like side bob cut thing going on. Um, Currently she's kind of just dressed down, so she's just wearing common clothes and uh has her blade and such on her back like normal for protection, but she's just kind of here to join and sit with the newer compatriots that she's met over the last like month or two.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah. Well, now that we've met our adventurers, let's see where the story takes us. Upon you guys all sitting down and eating your food and probably talking for a little bit, the bartender Fizzlet, Andrew, you would notice that your character would see him try to wave you over to come over to see him. You've spoken to him before because you live in this town. This is where you emigrated to after being run out of your previous town.
Yeah.
So you're pretty familiar with them.
Oh yeah, I'll walk over there. Hey, Fizzlet.
How you doing there, lad?
It's an okay day. The food's great, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I'll make sure to tell my son Grablin. He'll definitely appreciate that. I've got a quick question for you. You and your friends ain't happen to be too busy, are you?
I look over there. Yeah, no, we're not busy right now.
Good. That's what I like to hear. Keep taking it easy and whatnot. Well, I'm running a little low on a couple of ingredients. I know normally I go out and get it, but we've been a little busy recently, and some of the animals have been kind of acting a little funny. Do you think you and your friends could go get me a couple of supplies from the Ebon Forest? It's a couple of days away, but I think y'all should be good. In case you run into any trouble, I could also send you with a little free coupon to go get some potions from the alchemist. But I'm looking for a couple things so I can make my famous sour power wower brew. The normal.
Got a little kick to it.
Oh yeah.
We can do that. Let me go talk to my group real quick.
Yeah, that sounds good. And let me know what you guys think.
All right, so I'll walk back over the table. Y'all wanna go to the Ebon Woods? About 2 days away. Free potions.
Well, what reason would we have to go there?
Well, my good friend Fizzlet needs some ingredients for his brew he's making, and
Brew.
he'll offer us potions.
Brew. Sounds amazing. Let's go.
Do we get some of the ale as well?
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm sure he would. He's a good guy.
To give you some free ones, I can give you one for the road. As he was definitely eavesdropping.
She's just kind of sitting there playing in her food and just kind of slightly nods her head, kind of in a half-assed agreement.
Oh well.
Right. Yeah, if you guys make it back with a little extra, I can even throw maybe a little bit of gold your way if we have with it's just a little extra thank you because of how out of nowhere this seems to be. But yeah, I also when you see Fizzlet, he is a spry looking old gnome. He has a weird bent red hat on his head that at least the two elves who have paid a lot of attention to him, and actually all three of you probably would notice now I'm thinking about it. Because you, Chris, you probably spent a lot of your time here drinking. He, no matter how he turns his head or bends over, that hat is still bent in the exact same position no matter what, and it's freaking weird. But he seems like a normal guy, so I guess it's not cursed that badly. What I'm looking for specifically, though, it grows on the biggest tree in the Ebon Forest. It's I gotta find out where I wrote it in my notes of what I called it. Amethyst moss. It looks sort of it's purple in color, but it's a weird combination of plant and mineral. It only grows basically on the south side of this tree, and the center of the forest. The only thing is, the last couple times I've been there, the animal's been acting a little funny. I don't think it's too much to worry about. Probably it's the new predator or maybe a weird sickness. But local druids and whatnot ought to help that up. So shouldn't be too dangerous.
You know what? I absolutely do have my Phoenix in here. How would he react to that? My familiar, which is a red Phoenix, like a baby Phoenix.
Yeah, it's like a smaller, like sparrow-sized phoenix bird or phoenix-type
Yeah.
bird. It glows ever so slightly with light, but it mostly just like sticks on your shoulder and lets you tell it to do other things.
Yeah.
And he's told you the first time you came in here with it, he was a little worried because he'd seen these birds before, but he knows they're fairly well tamed, so he's not too like, oh God, get that out of here, or anything like that. He's just like, oh, make sure you don't destroy anything, and you're fine. It's a very small town. They're very southern hospitality, if you know what I'm saying.
Cool.
They're pretty calm and collected about most things.
I'm
Despite
feeding-
being on the border with Thedium, they are still Aelrin here is a much more accepting of others.
When I'm able to, I'm feeding any little like small pieces of meat and whatnot off of my plate to your bird.
It definitely is just eating it as you do it.
Yeah. Upon seeing you trying to get its attention with the food, it definitely will hop down and be like,
Yeah, well, that's what I'm doing while I just kind of sit here and listen. Is basically all the food on my plate is just getting fed to this bird.
It chirps excitedly.
Sure.
And he will, after you guys have talked for a little bit on that, he will bring you guys over a small piece of paper about probably like 5x5 or 5x2 because it's more rectangular in shape. And it just says coupon for potions. But it has his signature at the bottom, so he knows.
Okay.
And, like this is, and you know that this is a fairly commonplace because they mostly, between the couple of businesses in town, being the alchemist, the bar, and then the blacksmith, they mostly just kind of trade with one another in favors and sorts so that they can, as opposed to running into their funds, they can just help each other out.
Yeah.
Occasionally, when it's like bigger named items or whatnot, or bigger things that are needed, money will get involved. But it's mostly through these sort of notes back and forth that they do their sort of trade. Just take this over to the alchemist. She'll be able to give you. Remember, her name's Margaret. Nah, don't piss her off. She scares me. I ain't gonna lie to you.
We would never.
All right. Chug my beer and get up. Or ale. My apologies.
Yeah, I definitely have water right now.
Yeah, I would imagine you being as close to looking like height-wise as an elf, like an adult elf as possible, without being one, given your young age.
Yeah.
You also know that this is one of the few people in town that actually does treat you like your year age and not your elven equivalent age, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, because elves being super young and whatnot.
What kind of food do we have here, anyways?
Oh, you got a little bit of slices of pretty big like beef steak is what he has today, and then some mashed potatoes and gravy on the side. That's what they have for today's luncheon.
Good. Well, I guess we should go to the alchemist.
Yeah, let's head that way.
To
She
Marty.
kind of pushes all her stuff to the center of the table and stands up and gets her gear around.
Oh, and don't forget to send my love to your parents. You should probably tell them you'll be out of town, but it's just getting stuff for me like usual, so you shouldn't be too worried.
Okay.
And heading over to the alchemist, before you even get in, you can smell all of the different alchemical things that she uses to make potions, from the wild flowers to more fragrant, like almost oozes or mush that she has made in her mortar and pestle. It is always very aromatic near here, so you could smell this place before you even get near it most of the time. Not necessarily in a bad way, but sometimes in a bad way. Actually, Roll a d20 for me, Sheldon. Let's see if it's a bad day or a good day.
14.
All right, that's not bad. I'd say today it's more of a little bit better than a middling ground, so it's a good day. It doesn't smell bad, but there's a little bit of you can't quite put your finger on it, but something in there is a little funky. But most of it smells like a mixture of like lavender and like pine. So it's not too bad, but there's like a third smell, and you're not quite sure what it is.
Gotcha.
But upon entering, you see that these shelves are loaded with different various plants, potions, tinctures, most of which are for like small little healing for like cuts, wounds, and whatnot for around the town. Like, just your normal stuff that you like, more small injuries and whatnot. But welcome. How are y'all doing today?
Fine, Margaret. How are you?
I'm hanging in here.
I'm just Fizzlet sent me over here to get some potions. I handed the note.
Oh, okay, cool. That means now I can get some free shit for him now. Heck yeah. I've been wanting to try his new. Do you actually happen to know which? Do you know which brew he's making this for?
Sour something. It was sour.
Is it the sour power wower? Because that shit's my favorite.
It was a sour power wower.
Hell yeah! All right, cool. I'll definitely help out with that. I mean, I was already going to, but I'm happy now. I'm definitely, as soon as you get back, gonna have me a couple of those. Works well as a base in some of these things, but also works well as a base for me. But she pulls out 3 sort of flowing red potions in small little potion bottles. She places them up on the shelf, and she pushes them towards you. Here you go. I think these are the potions. These should work.
Oh yeah, This looks like the elixir of life.
Something like that. Although, to be honest, elixir of life's mostly Fizzlet's business, if you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying over there, Eldridge?
Yep, I agree.
Yep. Takes a swig.
No, I already left my alcohol behind.
So I'm not that far gone yet.
I'm not that gone. I finished it and left it over there.
Alrighty. But yeah, you each can take 1 healing potion. Y'all be safe out there now. Like I said, or like he's probably told you, some of them animals been acting kind of funky. But y'all should be alright. Y'all look tough and young.
Well, what do y'all mean by they're acting funny, by the way?
Every now and again we get kind of an aggressive one come in, or one that looks a little weird. And by weird, I mean like something in their eyes just don't look right.
Like, are they rabid or?
Well, you see, I haven't figured that out yet. I've been working on different potions and whatnot, and the ones that normally deal with the rabies, it doesn't affect them. So it's not the sort of rabid, but they are definitely sort of ravenous. Like, they are a little bit more aggressive than normal. But generally, if you stay your distance away, they aren't too much of a bother. Now, if they start chasing you, that's a whole different story. I've managed to get away from a couple of them, and I just started avoiding those areas. But you should be all right. Y'all young.
Well, we appreciate the heads up. Is there anything that we could get for you while we're out doing this as well?
To be honest, if you happen to see any nightshade, I could really use a little bit of that. Definitely either some nightshade or some. I mean, I can always use more lavender. I like it's kind of my little added twist to make these my own special brews. Doesn't really affect it too much, but I love the smell, and it's not a bad flavor either. It kind of helps even out some of the more potent flavors that some of these potions tend to have. And you guys do know that while her potions work, they taste like shit. They are not ones you would want to go out and get if you have options of others. You'd rather the bottom barrel ale than this. But you cannot deny it's effective.
Well, then we will do our best to grab you some nightshade or lavender while we're out as well.
Yeah, or Troll's blood. Troll's blood works too.
Well, okay.
But I don't want to see you guys fight a troll.
No, yeah, no,
you guys
I
would
agree.
come back from that.
Where's the sense of adventure?
There's adventure, and then there's death wishes. I ain't trying to send you guys out on a death wish now.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna pass on the troll for now.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I normally do too. Occasionally you can trade with one and they'll be like, oh, you just want some blood? And they'll just be like, cool, here you go. And then you gotta give them something that they want. Whether that's, a better weapon or, I don't know, a couple of them just want someone to talk to, honestly.
That is slightly sad, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh well, we've all been there. We've all been there.
Well, all right. I hope you guys have a good, safe trip out there. Shouldn't be too much. You said you're going to the Ebon Woods, I believe?
Yeah.
Yeah, it should only be about a day and a half, 2 days, something like that. There's a main road from here to there, or you pass it by on the main road to the capital, so you should see it as soon as the woods start changing from the nice brown trunks to a almost pitch black trunk. That's when you know you're there. Then you just gotta start heading to that tallest tree you see.
Alright, well, I guess we will head off.
Alright, y'all have a good day. And you see as the door sort of rings behind you guys as you leave. Your bird kind of looks at you and telepathically goes, she's nice, but it smells like shit in there.
I nod knowingly.
It all came out as like just bird chirps, but you understood it.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I just nod. Absolutely. Definitely smells like crap.
And where would you guys like to head now?
Shouldn't we go get rations, food, travel? I don't know.
There's a sense of adventure in that. We can hunt while we're out there.
Oh, you're right. You're right. You know what? You're right. You know what? You're right.
Well,
You're right.
If we're gonna head out, then I'm gonna run back to the tavern and get my belongings and such real quick, and I guess I'll meet you at the gate.
Okay, yeah, that
Like,
sounds good.
The edge of town sort of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess I do need to say something to my parents.
You should probably tell them something if you're gonna be gone for a couple days.
Okay,
so they're not worried that you're just gone.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I'll do that too.
Yeah, I break off after the group kind of convenes, and I go back to the tavern or the inn or whatever and get my backpack with all my gear in it and put on my chainmail and such.
Welcome back. Oh, hey, it's you. Y'all are still going, right? Got your potions ready to go?
Yes, we're just I just need to get my belongings, and then we're going to head out.
Oh, sounds good. Y'all be safe out there.
She kind of like nods and goes and gets her stuff, and then makes her way out and heads to the edge of town to wait for her compatriots.
Yeah. I'll make sure not to sell your room while you're gone. Don't worry. He laughs jokingly because they don't get too many travelers through here. Get the occasional, but not too many people come through. Gotcha. Definitely some merchants going from the capital of Aelrin to like other big towns, either through Thedium or in the jungle. Not so much towns in the jungle, but like different encampment.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah. And that will bring us over to Taco. Upon opening the door, you see your mom hard at work cleaning, and your dad, he's kind of just sitting there reading his books per usual. And writing stuff down. He tends to be he's kind of a scribe of sorts. He's the one he basically book keeps for the entire town. So he's the kind of person that if you have questions about legalities or questions about like loans, any sort of professional sense stuff, he kind of helps maintain. He's not quite like a mayor, but he's like what would be under this town's mayor.
Okay. Hey, I'm leaving for about 3 days. Fizzlet needed me to go get some ingredients for a sour power hour. So I will be gone for about maybe 3 days. We're going to the Ebony Woods.
You see your dad. He puts his book down for a second after he finishes writing a couple words. That's all right. Just make sure you know that if you see any people from Thedium, don't use your magic. Other than that, I think you should be okay.
I know,
And
I know.
be safe.
I know.
Don't want anything bad happen to you out there. And I think it's time. You are a little bit old enough, but I know you're still a bit young, but you did have to mature kind of quickly for someone your age with what we dealt with over there.
I know,
But
I know.
I believe in you and I trust you to make good decisions. And you got a couple people with you as well, so I think they seem all right. So they should be all right to travel with you and keep you safe. But just in case, you gotta look out for yourself as well. And he also looks at the bird and he says, "And you, take care of him."
Of course, of course.
And you just hear it chirp at him.
Well, of course.
And your mom, who is definitely the more worried person normally of your two parents, is just like she's just like trying to keep cleaning, but is also being like, no, he's just gonna be back in a couple days. It's not a big deal. And I know you're just getting ingredients, son, but be careful. Be careful.
I will. My face starts to get a little red as I'm getting just, I guess, shy or whatever.
Yeah, and she gives you a big old hug and a kiss on the forehead. Now, I know you're just getting ingredients, so I'm gonna try not to be too worried, but as soon as you get back, you tell us. Got it?
Always, always.
All right. And if worst case scenario, you send your bird to come get us, and we will be there, raise hell to try and find you. Got it?
Okay.
Good. She gives you another hug real quick and sweeps you on out the door. I'm just kidding.
Nope. I was about to say I run off.
Don't forget to pack underwear.
Don't forget to pack two pairs of underwear now. You're gonna be gone for a couple days.
I sprint out.
Shit pants.
Just sprints.
Oh, that one. Always so energetic. Did you need to get anything, Chris, before we all head out?
No, not really. We're hunting, remember?
Sorry, I was drinking water, so I couldn't respond immediately. But yeah, all right. You guys all meet up at the gate, and you see that this town being a small town, it's only got like 2 guards at like each entrance, because it's not so much a gate as it is just an open entrance and exit of the place, where the main road just goes through the main promenade of the town.
Yeah,
and everyone basically lives, on the main road.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no wall, no anything like that, I would assume.
Because it's a very small town. Like, they have, like, a small sort of, I wouldn't even say fence, but, like, a couple of, like, barricade pieces here or there that in case something crazy would happen, like, they could put some stuff up, just sort of remnants from the war, but that's about it.
It's like those, like, waist-high little stone walls kind of thing.
Exactly, yeah. Something that's there for, like, if you absolutely need some defense in a pinch, it'll be there, but you don't want to rely on it if it comes to
it's
very intense fighting. Yeah. There's so they just got, like, basically 2 guards on either side of the town, just kind of patrolling every now and again. Like, they go around, make sure there isn't anything crazy, but it's basically just a 2-guard town. And you see the guard on the east side of town, because it's basically from, like, the road will go from east to west through the town, and then it kind of, like, after a few miles will curve south to go around the hills and mountains that you guys are near. Because there is sort of in the geography of your area, it's sort of grasslandy, but it's got some more rolling hills as well, especially near the lake that you guys live off of.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Or live nearby. But upon seeing you guys leave, the guard just salutes you guys, knowing who you guys are, and you can continue down the path. Now, I have a question. 2 questions. Who's leading the pack? And how long would you guys like to wait before you decide to go hunting for your food?
Well, we just ate, but we should probably get food quicker.
I'd like to take point.
I'd probably
right.
say we have to get food somewhat early, right? Just to
I'd
have
say
it.
you could probably wait till 4-ish, 5-ish, because right now it's about noon.
Okay.
It's like 11-ish, noonish. You could probably wait till about 4-ish, 5-ish, but you don't want to wait too much longer than that, because then it'd be harder to find animals when they're resting, so more so than, as they're out and grazing.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah, and so you guys travel on the road for about 4 hours. It hits, it's a little bit of some rolling hills, a little bit of just like dirt land, just from like where ancient battles happened, and some of the land just hasn't quite come back just yet. And also some of it from just being well traveled, just doesn't get too much grass being able to grow over it.
You definitely see my character being very excited for going on probably one of the first adventures that's actually like far out. Very excited.
Yeah, generally he does send you to get ingredients fairly occasionally, but it's more localized and it's definitely not like a day trip or a multiple day trip. But this one, his for what little of a name he has made for himself, I say because he's in a small town. But Fizzlet's Sour Power Wower is like some people do specifically come to the town for that drink that have come through before. So if he's low on supplies for that, he definitely needs to get more because that's his big money item right there. But about 4 hours pass by, and I guess you guys would like to go hunting, before your stomachs start rumbling too much. And I would like you guys to roll the first check of the day of being survival and see what you get.
All right.
20.
D20, right?
Yeah.
17.
A dirty. A filthy 20.
A filthy 20. I mean, you are hunting in the wild. What'd you get, Shelly boy?
24.
God damn.
Well,
the 20 was high enough, but what do you want for dinner?
Oh no.
I have this wild feeling you found it.
Okay, so she kind of keeps her eye open and is just kind of like, what would my comrades here like to eat? And she would probably try and find anything that's meat, so like any sort of deer or boar or anything like that she could find.
Yeah. You find a couple deer that are grazing in the nearby woods after about a couple hours. Like you see some of the tracks over in the dirt path that you're taking, and then you just happen to look over because you hear his bird chirp and sort of like a dog points itself in a direction, and you're like, oh shit, hey, look at that. And then you see just like a family of like a few deer,
like
3 or
an
4.
8-pointer.
There is, now correct me if I'm wrong, deer don't get like horns until like the winter, right?
Yeah, they'd fall off.
Oh, okay, because I couldn't remember when they get them, but these do see one buck that's got some antlers growing in, but they haven't fully grown just yet because it's not the right season. But you do see that they're growing, and it's probably at about like a 3 or 4 point, but you know that it's very early, so that it's not going to be too awful big. And next to that, you see a doe, and then 2 other small fawns with them.
About how far are they from us?
I'd say they're about 100 feet from you.
Okay.
So a little bit of a distance, but not enough for them to be like, "Whoo," and run away.
All right. So I'd be like, hey guys, and I'd point in their direction, be like, does that look good for food?
I mean, yeah.
It's delicious. We just gotta catch them.
How do you guys want to go about doing this?
I could. I don't really like. Well, we're in the middle of the woods. Can I just make sure nobody's near us? Like a perception
check if you like.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I can just try and like shoot it.
13. But yeah, I say you shoot it.
Okay.
Yeah, with a 13, you know that they haven't noticed you yet, as in the deer, but also you don't see anyone else around either.
Okay. I can shoot it with magic also, but if you want to take the shot, yeah, you can take the shot.
Oh well, I mean, it's entirely. I can either shoot it with magic or I can shoot it with a bow. I don't know how you would prefer the meat to be. I guess slain.
Yeah, magic. Let's do magic.
I Eldritch blast it.
Roll to hit.
Okay.
As you just fire a blast of magic at a poor defenseless deer.
So it's been a while. So remind me, it's like roll, and then if I'm proficient in it, do I add proficiency and then like dex?
For the Eldridge Blast, I believe it's charisma.
Okay.
Right? It's proficiency plus charisma.
All right. So.
Yeah, because warlocks are charisma based.
20 to hit.
Oh yeah, that is more than enough.
Huzzah! And then I believe it's like what 1d4.
10. It's a D10 maybe.
1d10.
Yeah, Eldridge Blast is one of those one of the best cantrips.
Can you tell it's been a while?
Maybe. I mean, to be fair, it has been months since you and I have been able to play together.
I hit it with the 9 damage unless I add anything to it, which I don't think I do.
You don't unless you get like invocations to add to it.
Okay, yeah, no. So I hit it with 9 damage.
Jesus Christ. You see is which deer are you aiming at?
The buck.
All right. You see as you straight up dome it right in the head. The antlers are still intact, but you see that immediately upon hitting in the face, its eyes just go dark and it falls straight to the ground.
Oh,
it looked like a concussive like blast came out of your hand and hit it right in the head, and it's out. It is gonzo. The other 3 deer see that and just start bolting away.
Shot, good shot.
Yeah. Well, thank you. And she'll head over to it and I guess pull out a. I don't think I have a dagger or anything.
I look at it blade. And yeah. So who knows how to skin this? I absolutely do not know how to skin this at all.
I'm sure I can figure it out.
I'll skin it. I got it.
Please feel free.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So what do I got to roll?
Survival check.
Survival. Oh, goodness.
Given that you have lived on the land for quite a while, I'll let you have advantage on this.
All right. Oh, the first one's a 20. Second one is a 9, so a 20.
A total 20 or a nat 20?
No, it was a 19, but I had a plus 1 because of wisdom.
Alright, so yeah, that 20 will definitely be enough. You do more than just skin it, you fully prepare it for dinner. Like, you have venison steaks galore. I'd say you get about anywhere from 10 to 20 pounds of, like, premium venison out of that. And you luckily do have some supplies that Fizzlet would have given you, probably some salt and whatnot, so you'd be able to keep this for a couple days, so it's not just rotting as you carry.
Oh yeah,
because he would have known that you guys would have needed a little bit of supplies, and he wouldn't have left you bare.
Yeah, I'm not a lizard folk. Can't just eat.
Can't just consume everything I see.
So like that was a level up though, right?
No. But you do, you also, if you wanted to have the antlers as a trophy, you did roll high enough to get that as well. So because the antlers are completely intact.
I will give the antlers to our friend here.
I will totally take those and I'll put them in my bag for now, but I'll make something out of those later.
Heck yeah. And yeah, I think I said like 3 or 4 points, something like that. So you have a nice set of antlers.
Divided by 3, that's 6 pounds apiece.
6 pounds of deer meat.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd say 6 pounds between you guys, and then you eat the rest that's left over from that math as dinner for the night.
I eat like a couple of pieces, if that.
How come?
You're not very hungry, are you?
Oh, I point at Andrew's character, and what was your character's name again?
Aegis.
Aegis. Okay,
Aegis.
I point at Aegis and I'm like, oh well, he knows. You just you don't eat too much as an elf.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. As I definitely just start fucking up some deer meats.
Me over here just devouring everything.
He's a growing boy. He still needs
Oh.
some calories.
Yeah.
I do have a question because I didn't ask this. Do they know about what you are?
I would have not told anybody, and I do my best not to broadcast anything like that.
Okay. I just figured I'd ask, so I don't say it before
Yeah.
the party would know.
Yeah.
For me, the only person who knows is Andrew.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, for your
Yes.
sort of your
Yes.
specialty.
Yeah.
That's for mine.
The band of misfits for real.
Something's
I don't really know, but yeah. Something tells me.
funky. I'm not sure what.
No, that's the meat.
Yeah, you're not supposed to eat deer in the summer.
Oh
But-
god, there's worms
but-
in it.
At this point in time, like, what time would it be?
After finishing skinning and prepping the food, it'd probably be about 6ish, 7ish, I'd say. So
Okay.
you probably could still get another hour or so of travel before it's too dark to where you can't do anything. I say this because, we live on the planet with one sun and one moon. This place has 2 suns and like 45 moons.
Goodness.
Oh no.
Okay.
So it's a little bit brighter at some points during the day, but it's almost like a
Goodness.
ring of moons that is around the sort of sphere of the world that you live on.
So is it kind of dim at night, not really dark?
It's
that many
it's
moons?
so with the moons, there's a bunch of really small ones and about 2 bigger ones. So you
Okay.
probably have about 2 that are about the size of our moon, and the rest are more like they're slightly bigger than the stars in the sky. So like
Gotcha.
they're there to where you can see it, but they're not there enough to or close enough to where it actually would affect too much.
Okay.
So it doesn't force the planet into being like tidally locked to where water doesn't work, right? But it's there to where you can kind of see it, and it's got a nice little, especially on like a clear starry night, like this night, you can really see them, and it's almost like a ring of sorts. But yeah,
Then shall we continue on? I guess after everyone's finished eating.
Yeah, let's push as far as we can tonight. As I'm still just completely smiling and just happy.
just giddy with energy, just
Yeah.
skipping every now and again.
Absolutely. Just have wanted to be adventurer forever, honestly.
All right, did anyone want their food cooked?
Oh, well, of course.
Of course. Was
I
that supposed
thought-
to
We just started a fire, right?
We haven't
Yeah.
started anything.
Before you
Why?
put your food in the fire, Taco, your bird just straight up like claws at it, and just you see that part of that cooks it, and you see like
Oh.
it gives it those like grill marks across it, and it's just like.
Well, of course I break off half and give it to Blaze.
It happily chirps at you.
Do we even need
You
a
know-
fire? Can't we just put the
No.
meat on top of the bird?
Yeah, we can like s'more it.
The bird looks anxious when you make this suggestion.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna make a fire for the rest of the meat, unless Blaze wants to do it. If he doesn't, we're not gonna force him. He's still just a little bird.
Yeah, like it did enough to like give you like score marks on the steak, but not enough to be like, yeah, that shit's cooked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably doesn't have enough power to cook every single steak.
It would be very tired. He probably could, but he wouldn't be able to do shit afterwards.
Yeah, we can just make a fire.
Yeah. I'd say you guys go ahead and like as you cooked, and then you will travel for probably another couple hours before you would set up camp for the night. And then I
Alright.
assume that's where you would basically set up any sort of bedrolls and whatnot you guys would have.
During our whole travel throughout the day, I'm keeping an eye out for Lavender and Nightshade, by the way.
Oh,
Roll
yeah.
me survival or perception. I will leave it up to you.
Can I give a help action?
Absolutely.
That is appreciated.
As I just start pointing around, hey, is this Nightshade? Hey, is this Lavender? Hey, is this Nightshade?
Picks up a piece of grass.
Is this
Points at a
Nightshade?
flower. It is yellow.
It doesn't matter either way. Like 7.
Even with the help action?
Do I like roll another, or does he add and roll?
Oh, no,
Help
you roll
actions
another.
are you roll with advantage.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's
Then let me roll
advantage,
it.
Yeah.
Another 7.
7.
12.
That's marginally better.
It
You
is.
find a small patch of lavender. You probably see about like 5 or 6, like, I wouldn't say bushels, but like blooms of it.
I will take those.
All right, cool. You can put I'd say put like 1 stack or 1 like what do they call it when they wrap them up?
Bundle?
Actually, it would just be a
Bundle.
bundle.
Yeah, it is a bundle.
I
Yeah.
pick up a dangerously looking mushroom. Hey, is this Lavender?
Your bird looks at it and goes, and you hear in your head, probably.
I
Looks
shake
like it
my
to
head
me.
No, that's not lavender.
You should eat it.
Oh, God.
I'd like to slap it out of his hand and tell him not to eat it.
What'd you do that for? But yeah, you guys set up your fire and your bedrolls for the night. And how would you guys?
I will take the night shift if you guys would like. I don't mind.
I only need 4 hours of sleep, so yeah.
No, I'll take the first
second
shift. No, I gotta take the first. It's night. Gotta use that dark vision.
I believe we all have dark vision.
Do we
right?
all have dark vision?
We do. We all have dark vision.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey,
Never mind.
Lizard folk.
for context, he thought lizard folks had dark vision when we played one of the
For
last
the
campaigns.
longest time, I thought they did. It was just
Up
bad.
until like what was it, like the second to last session, we discovered that lizard folks don't have dark vision for some reason.
The sad
Which
thing
was
is, we would have all
hilarious.
died if I didn't have dark vision at certain points.
Yep.
Well, I died anyway.
Alright, well, then if he's taking the first night hour, she kind of sets up a she sets her bedroll half-ass up in like a little tree and kind of gets herself comfortable there, and then just pulls out her sketchbook and kind of just starts drawing and sketching in it.
Yeah, Eldridge. You could just go to sleep. I believe we can both trance. So we only need 4 hours apiece, so we can split the shift if you.
No, I got it. Don't worry about it. Go to sleep.
He wants to feel included.
All right. Well, I put a mat down and just like meditate. Just start
Goodness
meditating.
gracious.
Sleeps with eyes open.
Yeah, staring.
Just staring. Creepy.
So you go to trance first, correct, Taco? Is that what I'm understanding? Or are both you trancing while he's going to do his first
So
watch?
I do not trance. I just do 4 hours worth of light activity.
Oh yeah, because you're technically an elf, but technically not.
Yeah, so I just kind of spend this time sketching out God damn it. Argonius, whatever his name is.
Argonius.
What's your name?
Aegis.
Aegis.
Thank you.
Write it down.
I'm actively doing it right now. All right, so I spend this time like sketching out a picture of Aegis and like his bird.
Dope. What would art be considered as a
That's
skill?
up to
Sleight
you.
of hand, maybe.
That's a performance. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm guessing. Is like either I would say
performance.
sleight of hand or performance.
Yeah,
That's what I was thinking too. I'll go with sleight of hand or performance if your choice.
Either my choice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Oh God, no.
Charles a stick figure.
Wait, hold on.
So the question is, he can be Picasso or me.
So I got 6 total on that one.
total.
Yeah, yeah.
You haven't finished it by any. Oh Jesus Christ! Your whatever utensil you're using broke. But you did get probably I'd say a quarter of the way through it before that happens. And that does look good. It's less of a, like, considering you are an artist and you've done plenty of, like, arts before, it's not bad. It's just you didn't get far before you ran out of your utensil to use.
Okay.
And Taco, while you trance, your bird sleeps on your chest, keeping you a little bit of warmth, and it also keeping itself a little warmer as well. You in this trance, you this has happened before every now and again. A lot of times when your parents trance, they go over like their own lives in their head, and like they analyze different aspects of what they've done either in the past day, week, months, whatever. Occasionally you get glimpses into someone else's life. And this is another one of those times. You see yourself as probably another foot taller than you currently are. And definitely a significantly older elf than you currently are. You see him on a huge battlefield, and I mean huge. There are thousands, if not tens of thousands of people, whether it be humans, elves, dwarves. You see some orcs. Shoot, you even see some tabaxi there as well, being the cat people, for if you're not familiar. And you just, it is a graphic moment. And that flashes for like just a little bit, and then you see the same elf speaking with another human. You don't hear the words by any means. It's just this jarbled mess. And you almost recognize the face in the mirror that you see while you're talking to this person, or while you were talking to this person in this vision.
Mm-hmm.
And you recognize it, but you can't place it. And then you trance out of that, and then you start having your own memories again, and it's much more akin to what you're used to. Great.
So
Roll me a perception check for your watch.
Wait, so is trancing like avatar state or something?
So with elves, up until the age of 100, when they go into trance, trance is the term we use for it, or like most people who don't understand elves use for it. Elves themselves refer to it as the reverie. It is as all elf souls are reincarnated, this is the reverie is where you will see flashes of previous lives. Either previous of your lives or previous of whoever's soul inhabits your body's lives. Because like if you could be an original elf that was created, or you could be a reincarnated elf, depending on where your soul came from. Up until the age of 100, you have the chance of seeing other people's lives. After 100, when you are considered an adult, you no longer see these past lives.
Cool.
By
the way, for my perception, I got a 13.
Cool. You see some bats fly by every now and again. Even a few more deer you see pop by. They just grazing, just vibing. You even see a raccoon comes up to try to steal some of your food. You can give it some food if you want, but you see it sort of waiting for eyes to close before it can get its grubby little paws on some things, but nothing dangerous.
Alright, I'll give it a pound. That's it.
You give a raccoon a slab of meat. You see its eyes just go gigantic, and it grabs the slab of meat and just bolts. And about 20-30 minutes go by, you see the same raccoon come back with like 5 friends.
Oh God.
But they're not asking for more food. You see that they brought you like some acorns.
I take them. Put them in my pocket.
They sort of like almost chirp at you in like sort of raccoon way, where they make their weird noises, and then they just kind of go back to wherever they were before. You have the raccoons will remember this. Alrighty, that will be the end of your shift.
Well,
and it was
before I end my shift, I'd pull out my flask, chug an entire mouthful of fucking alcohol, and then pass out, I guess, or try to
so
pass
I'm gonna
out.
take a couple shots and go the fuck to sleep. And you said, was it Taco or Sheldon? Or are you both just taking that second watch, basically?
Well, have I woken up for a trance yet? Like, was it 4 hours?
I guess Chris would have watched for
Like
an hour
2.
or two.
Yeah.
And then
So I figured I would take the full trance.
Yeah, you're still
would take
trancing.
over.
Yeah. So he does his, and then that watch will end, and then you can start yours, Taco. And I mean, because there is some time overlap, so like I guess you guys could get an earlier start than taking the like all three of you, but that's really up to you. But yeah, whoever wants to go next can roll me a survival or perception.
I'll do it. I crit.
You crit?
I crit. So survival total would be 25.
Hell yeah.
I see everything.
Yes, you do see everything. You see a shooting star. And it's very pretty. And the light from it reflects something a little bit away. And it's very alarming for a second because it is a human body. But it's
like in the
probably
distance I can see.
Yes, like within your sight distance, you actually realize that there's, because after the shooting star, because it lit up a little bit more, so you could see a little bit further than you normally can. At like the edge, you see like some boots and whatnot, and for a second you're, oh god, we're about to be attacked, and then you realize, no, that's just someone's body. That is a corpse.
How
Would you
far
like to
away is
investigate?
that from us? Yeah.
Because dark vision's about 60 feet. I'll say this is about 120 feet away.
Okay. Yeah, then I'd get up and as I get down from my like little tree perch area, I'd walk past the little fire pit that we made. I'm gonna grab a piece of that charcoal as well and put that in my little like pit like artist kit. And I'm gonna go check out that body and see what the fuck's going on there.
So I'm gonna go poke that body with a stick.
Yeah.
You go over towards it, and it's the body of a elderly human man. He is dressed in not exactly Adventurers Guild, but very or I don't know how to talk today. Apparently, like not an adventurer garb, but more of like a traveler's garb. So like just some like cloak, boots, like very muddied boots. And in his right hand, you see a flask of some liquid that has not long since, but has fairly recently escaped the flask, so to say. Like either it was drank or spilled over, you're not entirely sure. But this man is 100% dead.
Do I notice any signs of like struggle or fight or anything like that? Does he have any wounds?
You see a massive. Roll me a medicine check. See if you know exactly what this wound you see on him is.
7.
7. It could be a blade. You're not sure, but you do see like his stomach area is like gashed from the left side and then diagonally straight up to the right side. He looks like he was attacked by something. Could be a blade, could have been an axe. You're really not sure.
I got you. I searched the body.
You find on him 10 gold pieces.
Fuck yeah.
And a mysterious bag that when you put your hand in, it just keeps going.
Oh, I take that.
And you're not sure how or what that is, but initially you're not.
Yeah,
but
I'll take that though. I don't know what.
But
it
you know
is,
that this
but I'll
bag
take it.
holds more than it seems to.
I wonder what it is.
And then I'm gonna pick up his flask and just kind of see if there's anything left in it. I'm gonna smell it.
It smells akin to tequila. It is a more aromatic of a clear liquor. This one probably was a homemade one of sorts, but it seems like this was. There is probably like a couple drops left in it, but it was. Seems like he enjoyed his last couple moments while he could.
Okay.
After he realized he was doomed.
I am gonna take his flask.
Alrighty. You just add like an empty flask to your inventory. It won't weigh anything because there's nothing in it just yet, and I don't see a reason to make it weigh something without anything in it.
Mhm.
So you got yourself an empty flask and a
Do I
bag
notice any
of
sort
holding?
of tracks or anything leading to or from this man?
You see a little bit of blood that trails off, like probably presumably being the path that he took before he got to this tree to slide down and then perish at. But other than that, you don't really see any tracks.
How far, like where does that trail of blood kind of lead from?
It leads in the direction that you guys are going. However, that is a more broad term because that's like saying it leads east and you're going east.
I get you. All right, well then
yeah.
I'd go back to our little like camp area that we have set up. Aegis is trancing still, correct?
Aegis is, yep.
Okay, and then Eldridge is asleep. Okay, where are you sleeping at? Where is everyone located currently in this camp?
I'm probably up on like a tree, basically, just meditating for real, just like sitting up, not really asleep, but is asleep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Typical trance fashion.
Open, glazed over.
I'm just right next to the fire, laying on a
bird
blanket.
like on
Speaking
my
in tongues.
chest.
Okay. Then she would kind of take her spot back up in the tree and kind of get herself repositioned comfortably, and would take out a small little like piece of cloth, prestidigitate it, and then just kind of like put it to her mouth, and that she'll spend the rest of her time just kind of keeping an eye out on anything that might show up.
Are you hungry?
I don't. When was the last time I'd have eaten?
That is up to you.
I'd say I'm probably in like the in-between stages. I've eaten, but I have not eaten recently, so I'm kind
you
of
could
starting
eat.
to get there.
Yeah. You could eat, but you're not.
I have my ways
yet.
I have my ways of keeping myself.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
But yeah.
I just wanted to see where you were at, how you were feeling. But yeah. And I assume after your watch ends, it'd probably be about, let's say 3-ish in the morning. So you still have a couple more hours before daylight comes up. So you can choose to wake up.
She'd kind of just tap Aegis and be like, "Hey, if you'd like, you can take the rest of the watch, but I'm completely fine. I don't mind just staying awake the rest of the time."
No, you're good. I got it.
All right.
You're an elf just like me. Go ahead, take your rest. I know how it goes. Go ahead.
So she'd kind of position herself to make it look like she was half-ass trancing, but she's just gonna take that piece of charcoal she had and keep working on the art that she was doing earlier.
You get a little bit further. I'd say you go from about a quarter of the way to like a third of the way. Hey. Nothing too crazy, but a little bit further in it.
All right.
And Taco, perception for your watch, boyo.
It's a 14.
14. You see a couple animals here and there, but otherwise goes by without a hitch. Nothing crazy. Definitely nothing like our friends saw on their watch. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But what do you feel about the your trance that you just woke up from?
A little nervous about the war, probably a little shaken, but I think the excitement of this longer adventure than usual is just overwhelming everything. And it's just pure like happiness and bliss on my face as I've dreamed of being an adventurer of a higher caliber at all points. So
He's going full Bilbo on us.
yeah, absolutely, just pure bliss. Honestly, I probably should roll perception with disadvantage. I'm so excited. I'm not really focused.
Oh God, no.
So there's that.
No, I'll say your bird gives you that will cancel out the
Yeah.
disadvantage by helping you out. Like every time it realizes you're zoning out, just like pecks at your head and be like,
Yeah.
"Watch, motherfucker."
Bird's like,
That's
I'm gonna keep it for
absolute-
that.
that bird, Blaze
That bird is
definitely
carrying
saving
the group.
definitely saving me because I'm extremely excited to go on this adventure.
Yeah, you know that bird, it's been your friend for quite a while. Ever since you started developing magic at 12, and developing and learning magic, it kind of, within the first day of you casting your first cantrip and first spell, it appeared before you. Not like a magical poof, but like it flew in front of you and like sort of like turned its head and was like, and just like hopped up on your shoulder afterwards, and it honestly hasn't left you since. So this bird has been with you for a while.
Oh no, definitely the crutch to me for sure.
Yeah. So it knows what you're about, and you've dealt with it. So you know it's going to keep you straight on most things, if it can.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely just extremely happy and excited. Just ready to go. Definitely pacing back and forth.
Vibrating in place.
Shaking, yeah.
But dawn comes around, and everyone's rest and watch has finished, and you guys wake up in the morning.
Hey, let's go. Hey, let's go.
I wake up drenched in sweat, panting my ass off. And yeah, then I get up and get ready.
Did you have your normal nightmares again?
Yep, the nightmares. So yeah.
Yeah. I saw some shit too, but I'd say we go.
I say we go.
I'd get down from the tree, pack up my stuff and everything, and I'd say, yeah, it was a pretty interesting night. I got to see a shooting star. That was beautiful. However, I also did, and I point in the direction of the dead body. I'm like, I also did find a man over there.
Wait, what do you mean?
Just so you guys, well, over there, he's a man. I've named him. I'm gonna call him Jerry.
Oh, is he cool?
Oh no, he's dead. He's very
What?
dead.
What? He's dead?
Yeah, he's it looks like something either attacked him or he had a mishap of some sort. He has this cool bag, and I hold up the bag that I've got now.
You stole his bag?
I mean, he's not using it.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
But also, I just the trail of blood kind of looks like it's coming from that direction, and I point kind of towards the way we're walking.
Can I do an investigation on the body to see if I know?
Yeah, I'm
what
gonna
it
ask
is?
where's this body. That's what I'm gonna ask. Where's
Yeah,
this
he
body?
pointed it out.
Especially considering it's like daytime out now, you guys can see it fairly easily. But when you guys went to set up camp, it was a bit too dark, so you really couldn't have seen it.
Wait, so that body was there before we set up camp?
Oh yeah, no, it's been there for a couple days.
So
and I didn't smell it in the air with my perception check. Okay, no, I'm kidding. Go.
So can I do like an investigation to see what did it? And do I know who this is?
You have
being
not
around.
seen this person before,
Okay.
but you can do either an investigation or a medicine.
I'd
They will
like
give you
to.
slightly different information. Medicine will tell you how he died. Investigation will give you more details on the wound itself.
Blaze gave me the help action.
All right.
Oh, that is a 25.
What are you
for
rolling
investigation?
Lettuce? Oh.
I did investigation. That's a 25. I got
Alright.
19.
You notice that while the initial thought of it being a bladed weapon is technically correct, you realize that this is less a man-made blade and more of a natural weapon that did this.
Okay.
And you would actually assume this might have been not even specifically like it would have been a wild animal for sure, but you've narrowed it down to either it might have been like a bear attack where only one of the claws got him for some reason. It could have been an axe beak maybe, but they're not aggressive, so that doesn't make too much sense. Maybe a giant praying mantis, but you've never seen one of those. So you're not entirely sure what did it, but you can tell that this was not caused by a person, but by an animal.
Okay.
I'd like to roll a perception check to see if there's any dangers around us.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. What is that number? Oh, okay. That's no, because I have a small dice that I got. That's a 20, not a nat 20, just a 20.
Just a dirty 20.
Yeah.
You look pretty safe right now, but you do see that the blood trail he mentioned before, and you smell a little bit of the alcohol that dude had in the flask.
Yeah, of course.
But that's about all you find with that. You think at this point it's been pretty thoroughly searched through, and the only things that are coming for this body now are worms, mushrooms, and scavengers.
I look towards our group and I ask them, should we follow the blood trail?
Is a blood trail in the direction to? Is it Ebon Woods or Ebon?
Ebon.
Okay.
Like
Ebon
ebony,
scale.
like
Got you.
yeah.
Is it so is the trail going towards where we need to go, or is it going away?
It's going towards it, as in like it's in the same general direction. So like he probably came from at least somewhere to where you're heading. Whether it came from specifically the Ebon Woods or somewhere before or after that, you're less sure.
Okay,
If that makes
then
sense.
yeah, I say we just keep heading for the woods. I don't think we should follow the blood trail, even though, you know what? Nah, I want to follow the blood trail. Nah.
I'm gonna follow the blood
I was
trail.
gonna say we could follow the blood trail up until we get to the woods, and if it trails off, decide then.
Yeah.
I am concerned.
Yeah, I say we do
I am
that.
following
I
blood
say
trail.
we follow the blood trail.
Then yeah, we'll do that. We'll follow this blood trail.
All of you may roll a survival with advantage, given that there is a trail, and you're, in referring to you, Munin, your affiliation with blood, and then Thorne, your affiliation with your heightened senses, and you because you have a bird.
Because you have a
Oh, you said we all roll with advantage?
Yeah, you can all roll a survival with
Survival?
advantage.
24.
For first roll of 20. 20.
All right.
Mine is an 18. And then
He gets lost.
6.
I'm just kidding.
Mine was a filthy 20.
Falls off a cliff and dies. I'm just kidding. So you guys all managed to see that this path, or this like sort of drops of blood and whatnot, because you see it. He tried to staunch the bleeding through bandages and whatnot, so he was able to move a bit further than before. But you guys travel probably a couple of miles. It'll probably take like an hour or so, I'd say. Before you see that you get to like a section, a small glade of trees. It hasn't switched over to being like the Ebon Forest yet, but it is a section of trees in a forested area still. And you see that a bunch of trees around here are marked with the same sort of like, I guess,
Gashes?
I would say, yeah, same sort of gashes that you saw in that human are in the bark and trunks of the trees.
Mm.
So whatever did this is relatively nearby.
I think we should. I'm gonna roll stealth. I think I want to roll stealth.
No, if you would like to, feel free.
I guess I can try.
What is my dice on? I
got a nat 20.
22. I got a 22.
I also got a nat 20.
I did not get a nat 20, but I got a 22.
And Munin, are you trying to stealth as well, or are you just vibing?
Yeah, she'll just vibe. She's just kind of walking and keeping an eye out.
Well, the other elf disappears from sight. You're not sure how the fuck or where the fuck they went. And you see your friend Eldridge. He's slinking behind some bushes and whatnot. And he's out of sight. And you guys are hidden. But you don't roll a perception check. This will be flat.
Everyone or just?
Yeah, everyone.
That's an 8.
Wow, that is my lowest roll. A 9.
Nah.
Oh yeah, the dot down. Yeah, it's a 6. Yeah, it's a 9.
10 total.
Can the bird give me the help action? My boy Blaze.
Sure. I guess.
That's a 5.
Alright, cool. So, you guys hear some bushes rustle, and you're not sure if it was your friend going to the bushes, the wind, or anything else. Shoot, might have been a bunny rabbit, who knows?
I prep myself, so I pull my sword and my shield.
About a minute goes by, and out of the bushes pops the same raccoons that you guys saw from last night.
Fucking kill it!
No, no.
Whoa! I need you to slow down. Okay.
You see that they even though you're hidden, all of the raccoons go up to your friend Eldridge and they just bow before him like a god.
Oh god. Created your own cult. Yeah, I take a mental image of this picture.
A mental screenshot.
Yeah.
It is definitely very odd because raccoons aren't exactly. I mean, I guess technically them bowing would just be slightly more akin to them laying on the ground like a loaf of bread. But you do know that they look at him with some sort of reverence of sorts. A little bit of fear, but mostly a almost look of kinship. Of being like, nah, this guy's alright.
Well, I guess I'll probably come out of stealth at that point. I would kind of stand up and yeah. I'm just on the lookout though for like anything big or bad coming, since we have seen the gashes in the trees of the mark we saw that dead person with.
Makes sense.
Probably standing in the back, probably in case of any kind of danger, I would assume.
Yeah, that makes sense. So in the you see that the raccoons are just like, after they take a second to show their reverence for their feeder, they it almost looks like they're trying to lead you guys somewhere.
Oh,
like they're trying to get you to, like, they're doing that thing where they go up to you and then like run around in a circle real quick and then start going in a direction, look back at you and see if they're following, and then do the same thing. It's like 3 or 4 of them right now. It's not the whole squad of raccoons, but it's a couple.
I'm down. I'll follow.
I'll follow them as well.
All right, I guess we're following raccoons.
Yeah, we have 2 elves and a Disney princess. So you guys follow them, and they bring you to what looks like because as you guys are traveling through this area, you still see that there are more and more trees. Not more and more, but there are still the trees with marks around them. Even including until you guys start hitting where the wood, or the actual wood of the tree, starts changing to that almost the same color of a new moon or a no moon lit night. Just almost pitch black, but just a little bit of brown to it still. And you know that this is the edge of like the ebon woods, and you still see the marks. But the raccoons, upon getting here, they seem a little bit more nervous. And you see that, the rest of the raccoons pop out, and they give some more acorns.
Take those acorns.
You see that your bird sees a couple of these, it grabs one of them and just like pecks at it and chomps on it. And then you see as it, starts chirping and whatnot at the raccoons as if they're talking. and attempting to communicate, if nothing else. And you see, it flies back up to you and just, and you in your head you just hear, something spooked them. They normally have like a home over here, a small den, but something's amiss in the forest.
Oh.
In these woods.
Okay.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Well, only bad stuff could be here. Do we know the direction of where the den should be? Or it should be like where we're at?
Their den is probably like not too far away from here. You'd say like, because you didn't get enough information to know exactly what's up. You just know that they can't be where their old home was.
So we should just probably head in the direction, I guess, wherever they came from, I guess.
Yeah, you can head in that direction. But they will like lead you a little bit further, and then they suddenly stop, and they look nervous, and they just kind of bolt away to the bushes. You see, is like this is probably about as far as they're willing to go inside the Ebon Woods.
Do we see anything that would, like, do we see anything out of place?
You do see that there's a few of the markings, and you see that some of the markings on the wood also have blood in them now.
Oh shit!
As opposed to just being like hacks in the wall, in like the wood. I almost said wall. The tree wall. And you see, so it's like almost like the weapon that was being used is a lot more bloodied than it was before.
Gotcha.
If it's the same one, presumably. And there's not much reason to think it's not, but considering you followed a path of it to here, but you do actually roll me a history check real quick. So you guys know a little bit about this forest, but this would tell you a little bit. This would tell you a bit.
Are you talking
more.
about everybody?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
16.
I got a 12.
Bet.
Got a nat 20.
Oh hell yeah!
Get it.
So
even though I have no history.
Hey, a 20's a 20 though. So Taco, you know that this forest is cool looking because these trees are a different color than normal. Munin, you know that this forest is I can't remember the exact term, but it's one of those forests where every single tree is the exact same tree. It is basically, as the roots grow down, they also grow across the ground.
Gotcha.
And that they propagate new trees from like the edges of their roots. Occasionally, it can also drop off a limb and do something similar, but it's mostly through the roots.
Gotcha.
On the natural 20, you know that these woods are borderline a religious shrine. To the point where during the war, the druids of the Rehalan jungle were known to use like tree stride and whatnot to get in behind enemy lines and attack people, to the point where that's one of the reasons for the destruction of many of the trees in the other countries. This forest was never used for that, and because everyone in both Aelrin, or not everyone, but quite a few people in Aelrin and the jungle people see this forest almost as a divine blessing, as it is unprecedented. And there aren't many trees like this, and there are none of this size. So this is almost a sacred site. So you know that the fact that there are carving marks and blood marks in the wood is very disturbing, and makes this whole thing a lot more off-putting, especially knowing what you know about like what everyone's told you of the animals have been a bit more aggressive recently. This gives you almost a shiver down your spine upon remembering this detail of exactly where you are. and you guys, upon like thinking about these woods, and you know, as you go on a little bit further through there, you come upon a couple more bodies and a lot more blood and a lot more pieces of people.
Goodness gracious.
What kind of bodies are these? Are these just like common clothes travelers and such too?
It looks like a couple of them are travelers. One or two of them even look almost like a druidic type of person. And I say this because like either trying to help out, like because sometimes like if there's issues with animals, they'll send some druids in to see what's going on, try to see if they can help out the animals, or if it's a tree problem, that sort of thing. You know, help nature by being nature. And they are just dismembered. So something here is not right.
I want.
I know.
Can I try to see if there's anything I can notice out of place or any sort of creature around here that I can see?
No need, because upon looking down and examining these bodies, I would like you guys to roll initiative as you see pumping, that's not the right word, jumping out of a few bushes stands a creature of 6 foot tall, a giant 2-legged bird with thick, unkempt yellow feathers speckled and stained with blood, leading up to with a long neck that just gets more and more stained as you get to its bird face. Its beak, a giant bloodied crescent axe, and a horrifying visage of a blank stare. Roll initiative.
22.
12.
You say roll initiative?
I did.
I got a solid 12.
So I just roll a d20 nat 2, right?
Yeah, whatever your dex modifier is.
Yeah, that's what your dex is,
Whatever.
right?
Yeah. I got a 6. Oh god, here we go. So what's in front of me? Sorry, I had to take a piss.
Oh, you should have told me. I would have waited for you.
I messaged the chat, but I didn't want to interrupt you talking to
you should have. I would have been like, oh shit. How long are we gone? What was the last thing you heard before you left?
Last thing I heard was the trees and all the bodies.
Oh, okay. And it basically was just me describing the bird.
Oh, it's a bird. Cool.
Yeah, it is. You guys would know this animal to be known as an axebeak, but this is a very big and
mutated.
Its eyes don't look right, and there is something on its head. It almost looks like a cloak of sorts, but you're not entirely sure what that is. Like, it's almost like a leathery cloak, if that makes sense.
Interesting. Okay.
Now let me grab initiatives real quick. I know you guys just said it, but I can't find my sticky notes to write it down on.
But all the people here are dead, right? Like, there's nobody alive.
Okay. Yeah. You see, yeah, those are just corpses.
Okay. Sounds good.
Bodies everywhere.
50 feet away from it, and it doesn't regard you with its eyes as they're staring blankly. But it definitely takes an aggressive pose as you see its vicious beak ready to strike.
Cool. Andrew is not here.
I'm here.
I was just saying that real quick. Alrighty.
Do I recognize this animal in any way, shape, or form?
You recognize it as being an axebeak, but it does not look right.
Okay.
It looks like something is almost, I don't know if it's controlling it, if it's poisoned, like what's going on, but something's going on. These little tokens on the field, Sheldon, by the way, if you have the Roll20 up, you are this little winged beast thing, because I didn't have tokens made.
Okay.
Taco, you're this one.
Yeah, I know, I moved.
And Chris, this
obviously,
you know
I'm mine.
Yeah, I was like, I just used the same one as your picture because I had that. Wait, did I fuck it up?
No, you're good. I mean, it doesn't matter.
You can move yourself though, right?
Yeah, I can move everybody. That's fine. Fine. No, it's absolutely fine. It doesn't matter.
All right, and first up is Sheldon. You are first in the initiative as You're not completely surprised because you heard some rustling beforehand.
It's like 55 away from us.
35.
35. All right, because we can go out of diagonals, can't we? Hey,
Yes.
what would be the best thing to do here?
Run. No.
Run!
I am gonna Eldritch Blast it.
He's doing the thing!
I am. I'm a blast it.
He blasted.
Oh, maybe not. Maybe not.
Huh.
I don't think I Eldritch Blast it. Yeah, no, I do not. I do not Eldritch Blast.
Are you sure? What did you get?
8 total.
Oh, yeah, you didn't. You missed.
Yeah, no.
You fire off that blast and it whizzes to the side and it just a horrific
magic.
bird screech.
And then I will move. Is this like right here? Is this like an actual fallen like branch or something, or is it just like?
It's like a fallen log. It wouldn't take much effort to get over it, but it would be considered difficult terrain. So it would take a little bit of movement. Like instead of this taking 5, it would take 10 to go across this diagonal.
Yeah, so I'll move up to there, and then I guess I will just kind of hold a defensive stance because I don't have anything else I can do at the moment.
Understood. Upon getting there, you do smell that blood of the enemies nearby, and you do notice something kind of weird getting into these corpses, besides how wonderful they smell to you in this moment.
Oh.
I forgot my train of thought, actually, so give me a second. They don't look like they've been eaten. They look like they've just been destroyed.
Got you.
Jesus.
Yeah, it seems like this animal seems to be perpetrating violence for the sake of violence, not for hunting. Which is not the normal thing. Alright, that's the end of your turn.
Then I will move there, and then I will move up. Let's say, so I move from here, right? So 5, 10. I'll move up like another 10 feet into the air.
Your wings propel you upwards.
Yeah.
And you take flight.
Yeah,
I mean, you have
that's-
wings, so they've seen this, but this is probably one of the first few times they've seen you actually just straight up flying.
Oh no, I pretty much always just because like the way I'm running it is I can't technically fly quite yet. So she can kind of hover and get herself in the air, but that's about it at the moment.
Understandable.
Is that an actual token for flight? That's dope.
No.
That actually is, and I have not seen that
Oh.
before. So that is
I
dope.
put it on there because I'm like, that way we know you're in the air.
That's awesome. But yeah, that's all I can do on my current turn.
Bring us to the axe beak. It has it's got a lot of movement.
That makes sense.
Seeing you strike at it, it's gonna move 5, 10, 15, 20. I even call that 30. And it's up to you. And it looks up and it just screeches at you and is just upset that you're up in the air. And it's still gonna try and jump at you if it can. So I'm gonna make it roll an athletics check. But I don't think it will do well. It's not the smartest individual. I'll put it that way, with an intelligence of, 2. It rolled a nat 1, so it immediately face plants into the ground and its beak is stuck. The next attack on it will have advantage. Taco, that brings us to your turn.
Is it prone?
It's not, but you do have advantage.
Okay.
Because it's like an ostrich right now with its head stuck in the ground.
All right.
It's effectively defenseless.
I pull out my book and you see a like crystal knife that is just iced out with drip comes out, and I'm gonna use ice knife.
I hate you. I hate you so much.
You said with advantage, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, bet. That's a 21 to hit.
That misses. I'm just kidding. That hits.
So
level 1. Get fucked.
First is 8, and then it needs to succeed a dex saving throw. I believe DC 14 is my DC.
If it's 14, it passes because it got a 14.
Yeah, it's 14. And it does pass, and I don't think it takes any damage from that then. Yeah, it does not.
I accidentally clicked out of the game. Give me a second.
Luckily, it doesn't hit Sheldon because he went in the air. It's every creature within 5 feet, but he went 10 feet in the air, so.
And also, even if you went 5 feet, I'd say you could aim it at its feet as opposed to like...
Yeah. But, I'll probably move away.
D10s. You did the 8 ice damage. Or cold damage.
Yeah. Move somewhere back here. Yeah, that'll work.
You know, I'm so good at math normally, and then it gets to this moment of trying to do simple subtraction, and all knowledge goes out of my brain.
It do be like that.
Alrighty. You take your defensive stance down there. And that will bring us to our friend Eldridge.
Okay, I'm gonna move 1, 2. And I'm going to get up in its face. I'm gonna wind up a punch and uppercut it. So we're gonna go with that. Oh wait, I gotta roll for this. I'm just gonna use roll 20 for this. 25 hit.
Will hit.
Alright, cool. 7 damage.
Alrighty.
It's dead, right?
You see, it is still alive. And weirdly enough, with both of these hits, it does not seem to react. It takes the damage, but its eyes are still just blank.
Huh. Okay.
Okay, and then I'm gonna use my bonus action to take another punch at it.
Bet.
So I assume that hits.
So I like how you named them jawbreakers. Ooh, you punch this bird 2 good times, and you hear its various hollow bones crack and crunch underneath your fists. And it doesn't let out any gasps of pain. You do hear it's breathing very ragged, though, as it is very injured, but for some reason it doesn't seem to react as if it's injured. And its head is now out of the ground after the first attack with the ice knife, but it is still up somehow. And that will bring us to Sheldon. The Munin.
You said it's under me, essentially?
Yeah.
I'm gonna just kind of... I'm just gonna do a drop attack on it with my sword.
Bet.
And just, like, fold my wings back and just let the gravity take.
At first, I thought you meant you were gonna drop its sword on its head.
No.
Just, like, let it go, and I was like, yes.
Because that sounds fun, I will give you an extra D6 of damage if you hit it.
Alright, well, I know I hit because I rolled 19, not adding anything.
Yeah, that'll definitely fucking hit. It has an AC of 11.
Hey. So, and then you said I get to add stuff to... Alright, so...
Yeah, I'll let you add a D6 for the 10 feet of gravity power. You add it to it.
9 for the just base hit. And then an extra 3 from the gravity. Because I'm not adding my dex or anything to that, am I?
I mean, overall, you would add dex, so like to the initial strike.
So...
Not to the extra D6, but to the initial weapon damage.
Oh, okay, then yeah, so it'd just be the 9 and then the extra 3.
Alright, bet. As you come down, like Link doing a down air in Smash Bros. There's like
exactly
swords.
What I'm talking about.
Hell yeah.
Striking your sword straight through the top of this thing. You hear it finally make a reaction, except you don't hear what you think is a bird noise. You hear an almost abyssal sounding just scream sort of thing from it, a very guttural screech. As you see 4 tentacles like as the bird falls, the leather sort of covering on top of it that you struck down into starts leaking this black ooze and has 4 tentacles that you now see were ingrained around the skull of this bird as a almost manta ray style thing pops itself off of the top of this axe beak and is very, very upset that you just stabbed it.
God. You sick fuck. I'm just glad I'm not near this.
Obviously, I am.
Don't like it.
Oh God.
Don't like it.
Colored appropriately to how I described for the map, but this token will work. As you see a sort of, like I said, a manta ray style thing pops off, and it is not just on the ground, it's flying. Feel free to roll an Arcana or History to try and figure what this is for everyone. I will say this ahead of time. It will be a high DC.
I'll do
higher.
Arcana. I have a +6
Same.
Arcana. I got a 25.
Holy shit.
I got a 19.
I got a 9.
Got a 9.
What'd you say, Sheldon?
12.
Alright, cool.
For history.
So, this thing looks spooky. Taco, you know that this is something called a brain hood.
Oh.
You found some terminologies of this thing and some small descriptions of it in some of your uncle's spell books and whatnot, and books on magic. This thing is not of this world, but is known to straight up dominate beasts because it is a parasite. Those tentacles go into the brain and it leeches off and uses them as a host from then on out.
Okay.
And you know that these are basically arch enemies of druids because they are completely against nature, as they are an aberration.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh God.
You
like,
also
what
know...
created them?
Yeah, you're good. You don't know exactly what created them, but you also know that they are highly intelligent.
And I do have a question. I forgot. Do you add your proficiency to damage a firebolt? No, right? It's
Correct.
just a D10.
Only to hit.
Yep. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So, like spells, you don't add anything to damage. You just add things to hit with them, unless you have an ability that says you get to add them or add more to it. Because there are like some wizard abilities and some like warlock abilities that let you add to that. Even some cleric abilities, actually.
I was making sure.
By the way, you also did damage this thing as well.
Oh, I did?
Yeah, so the
Damn
extra damage that you did to the axe beak, it had 1 health left. The rest of that went on to this thing.
Hell yeah.
So it doesn't look great, but it looks very, very unhappy. With a little bit you can see with its 2 beady red eyes in the front of its sort of... because it's roughly a triangle shape with like 2 flaps on the front end and then narrows to like the back. And it's got the 2 beady red eyes on the front and like 4 or 5 tentacles out of its like mouth-ish area. And now it's his turn, or its turn. It's the Brain Hood's turn.
I'm gonna say it's a it.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it too.
Do I want to be a dick? You know, it's a smart thing.
It's smart. It has to act smart.
It has to act smart. So I'm gonna make it act smart. And I apologize. Let me pull up what this spell does real quick. Because yes, Somehow this thing can cast friggin' spells. Alrighty, and it's gonna do one, and let's see what it gets. As you see, as it shakes sort of violently, and a bunch of almost spores pour out of it. What's everyone's current HP?
Oh,
I have 8.
12.
13.
Chris?
12. I said 12. Sorry.
Okay, I just didn't hear you. Taco, Chris. Actually, hold on. A distance might be too much. No. Taco and Chris. You both fall asleep upon smelling these spores that pop out of it. And you guys are unconscious as it casted sleep on you guys.
Oh, what's the distance of
Wait,
it?
is that a charm spell?
Oh yeah, is that a charm? No. I guess
It's an enchantment, but not a charm.
Yeah.
But he is an elf, so yeah, they can't be put to sleep except for by magical means, right? Or is it they can't be put to sleep even by magical?
I want to
let me
say
look that
it's
up
they
real quick.
have advantage on charms.
Yeah, I think it's advantage. I don't think you're immune to it.
Let me just double check real quick. It'll take a whole 5 seconds. You're using the Mordenkainen's version, right? Or are you using a different one?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think I have anything that says I'm immune to that. Personally.
I just ignore it through sheer willpower.
Hold on, I just gotta pull up your character sheet real quick.
Well,
Because I gotta see which one.
Are we fit to die?
It was on Wiki dot.
Okay, yeah, no, you use the newer one because the older one also had them immune to magical sleep. The newer one doesn't.
Ooh, I used the older one. No.
Unfortunately, not. Wait, actually, no, they just put it in trance as opposed to in Fey Ancestry. Yeah, no, it did not. I guess. No, it may not have known how that spell works. I'll say that. So it tries to put you guys to sleep, and the only person it manages to put to sleep is Chris. Or Eldridge.
Oh yeah, and magic can't put you to sleep.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, I had to read that real quick.
Yeah, no. I give a big old yawn.
Your bird
I just say, damn it, slam the ground, and then just fall asleep.
That's sleepy. Not this again. That Wilgie is going to try and move a little bit away.
I attack it as soon as it triggers opportunity.
Oh yeah, I guess it would be.
Yeah, because he flew down too.
Yeah, you're on the ground and it was technically on the ground. Technically enough to be on the ground. Roll an attack.
12 to hit.
Does not hit.
Okay.
Unfortunately. That will bring us now to our friend Aegis.
Alright, so I'll move up here. I'm just gonna use a firebolt. That's a 9 to hit.
So miss.
I'm just gonna go behind this tree right here. And that would be my turn.
What does your firebolt look like as it comes out of your magic?
It almost it has the same color that Blaze does, as it just a firebolt basically just comes out of the book and my hand, basically.
It's in the shape
Just
of your bird. As it
Yeah,
flies
yeah,
to him.
it's literally in the shape of Blaze. Yeah.
Bet. Blaze looks at you like, "Are you trying to tell me to get killed? Like, what the fuck, bro?" But no, that will bring us to Sleepy Boy. You're asleep.
Tuh.
Let
Alright, okay.
me make sure to see if there's anything. I've never personally used the spell, so I'm just double checking.
This is probably the best
Is it
I've slept in ages.
until the end of next turn, maybe?
Well, usually it's either it lasts blossom any rounds, or you're able to try and save against it every end of your round or something.
Alrighty, that brings us to Sheldon, because you're asleep, Chris. And I'm sorry.
All right. Well, he's right there. So I guess I'll use my action to wake him up. And I'll just kind of shake him awake.
Punch me in the face.
Yeah, just walk over and slap him a couple times. Be like, "Are you seriously asleep right now? Get up and help." And then I'll fly my way over here. Ka-chow.
Daylight burns.
Yeah, because that was my action, so I don't have a bonus action. So that's pretty much it. I'm just gonna fly over to him and wake up our sleeping man.
Brings us to the Brain Hood's turn as it looks at you, as it's tried to make its way away a little bit. It's now going to look at you with an aggressive look, and it's
do it.
Going. Oh no!
Silvery barbs.
Do you have that?
Yep.
Because I hope you do right now. Because I just rolled a crit. I rolled
Oh,
a fucking
shit.
crit.
Yeah, silvery barbs.
All right, bet. Who
And
are
I
you giving
will
advantage
give
to after?
Sheldon
Okay.
advantage on his next attack.
Alrighty.
Munin.
All right. So does a 15 hit you?
No.
All right. You're very lucky because you see as its tentacles start shocking with this, or start staticking up electricity, and you start smelling ozone in the air as it starts, its tentacles start blossoming with electric energy as it tries to strike towards you with it.
You
But
see
it
like
misses.
a powder come out of me or something like that and just floats over and just like makes it miss or like sneeze almost.
Yeah, it somehow without a nose, it's still sneezing and it says, "Oh, fuck. What the fuck was that?"
And I'm out of spell slots. Because we are level 1.
It does speak common. That is odd.
That is kind of weird.
Just for the record, I just wanted to roll the crit damage to see. How much health do you have altogether, Sheldon?
13 total.
Oh, you would have been down.
Hey.
Well.
But that will bring us to Taco. It's your turn.
Well, our options are firebolt, so I will firebolt.
That?
Oh, that is a 15.
That luckily will hit.
Hell yeah. That's D10. 4 damage.
That? It does not like that fire at all, as it seems to recoil greatly from it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
But it is still up, and now it looks even more angry, but now it looks also desperate. Chris, it is your turn, as you are now awake.
Stand up if I wasn't already up. I'm gonna frantically, not dash obviously, but walk/run towards it. And I'm gonna left hook it, full send. That hits.
Yes, a 19 will hit it.
9 damage.
How would you like to finish off this creature?
Hey, get it.
As it had 5 health left.
After I left hook it, I wanna use my right arm and hit him from the top of his head and crush his fucking skull into the ground.
But you hear weird cartilage just popping and being crushed under the force of your fist and your jawbreaker gauntlet. And it ceases to hover anymore, and it is on the ground dead. Congratulations on surviving your first fight.
Oh, yeah.
With no damage taken.
Oh, eat it, right? No, okay.
I don't think anybody got hit.
But almost got fucked.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Do you think we should take this body back to Margaret? They've been saying weird things have been happening. Do you think this could help in their research?
I mean, probably, but I'm not going to touch it.
How heavy is this body? Like, can I take maybe a sample or something like that? Maybe like a tentacle?
It is a tiny creature, so you could hypothetically, I'm just saying, it could fit in the bag of holding. If you want it, or it could even fit in a backpack. It's fairly small. I'd say it's probably a little bit more than the size of a large house cat. I'd say it's probably about the size of Ikario and Bear. That's about how big it is.
I don't really want to take it, so I just want to hit it with my quarterstaff a few more times to make sure it's dead.
Yeah.
Because like it's disgusting, but I would like to take it.
It is leaking in this almost black ichor.
Oh god, is it poisonous? Can I do like I
No,
got a 25
it just seems
on the
it's
Arcana.
just like it's sort of blood and other bodily fluids that move around in it is just a weirder color than you're used to. That's all.
All right, you know what? Instead of just taking the whole body, I'll just like I have like 3 vials. I'll just take some like some of its blood and like tissue and stuff like that in the vials. And
take some samples and whatnot.
Yeah, the brain hood. I'll take some samples of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatnot. Because I don't want to bring the whole body, because that thing's fucking disgusting. I'll definitely take one of the tentacles and put it in a vial or something like that.
For sure.
And I think we should burn this thing, personally.
I want to search the bodies of the other victims.
Absolutely, that too.
You find some crushed up, amongst the crushed up people, you find some money. I'd say you find about like 5 silver pieces and like a single gold piece that is like, it looks like this gold piece was like in the chest pocket when the axe beak started to attack, so it's bent a bit, but it's still usable currency.
Gotcha.
And other than that, you find like a dagger. That would be about all that's left.
I'll take
on
that
the
dagger.
What's left of these people. The druid used to have some sort of potions and berries and whatnot on them, but they're unusable at this point and smashed to smithereens.
Makes sense.
I'd like to dig holes and bury the bodies.
Yeah, I'll help with that too, but first I burn this thing alive over here. This fucking tentacle monster, brain hood. I definitely burn it. Throw it in like a campfire. Far away from us though.
Airborne disease? Question.
Yeah, I was gonna say I take it like probably like a while
from like
away.
any trees or bushes. You know.
Yeah, and just like create a little pile around and just throw it in and burn it.
Yeah, I assume you throw a couple fire bolts in there. Your burn is just like, and just it also like breathes a little bit of fire in there, and you're like, what the fuck? You can breathe fire? And it's just like it's just vibing. It's like closer to the equivalent of like a little bit bigger than like a torch lighter, but it's a little bit of fire.
Yeah,
you see, he's trying his best.
Yeah, no, for sure. But yeah, no. I just don't trust this thing at all. Even though I read about it before, it's just seeing it.
Alrighty, you burn that body.
Before he burns it, I want to like do a very quick sketch of like this creature.
Allow it. Roll a sleight of hand.
19.
Oh yeah, you get, I wouldn't say a perfect rendition of it, but you get all of the main details of it correct. Like you get the sort of triangular shape, and you notate that it's more of like a leathery on the outside, and you definitely notate the weird tentacles and the fact that it was bonded to a beast. You notate all of that, so you have a good bit of information and a very good picture and description of it to take back to whomever might want or need to know about it.
I feel like most of this information that I was gathering, I was going to tell to Margaret.
Makes sense. Being the alchemist.
Yeah.
I mean, closest your town has to a druid.
Yeah, and that's why I was like, I didn't want to carry it though because nah.
No.
That's why I was like, let me just take small pieces of it.
Makes sense.
And we're not even to the woods yet, right? This is like
you're in the Ebon Woods currently. This is the outside of it. Yeah. This is about like I'd say by the time the fight ends, because like in combat it only took a couple rounds. Yeah. I'd say this was probably like afternoonish, so we'd say this is like 4-ish, 5-ish. Because you guys were traveling and then following the blood until it stopped. Then you followed the markings on the trees until you found the raccoons, who took you the rest of the way here.
Yeah.
And you see, actually, speaking of them, they come out and they bring even more acorns than before. You even see like a couple like half-eaten apples, and a couple like they are very thankful for you helping them out, as it seems like this is one of the, or if not the thing that is bothering them, one of the things that were bothering them. but definitely the main thing that was bothering them. Because they still have predators and whatnot, but that thing was an abomination to nature. But yeah, where would you guys like to go after that fight?
I guess I would just say we continue along the path, looking for the ingredients, which I don't think he told us, but it'd probably be a note he gave us, the ingredients we need for the Sour Power Hour, and then keep looking for a Nightshade in Lavender.
Yeah, he's still, he has most of the ingredients, he's just missing the one of the Lavender Moss.
Lavender Moss, okay.
I would like to use my brain and tell our good friend, good names, Munin, our good friend Munin, to sketch out these ingredients so I can show them to the raccoons, see if they know anything.
Ooh.
It's actually a really good idea.
I do my best and sketch out these ingredients.
One of you two roll an animal handling with advantage, because you're helping each other out to try and communicate with these surprisingly wonderful raccoons.
I did roll. It's open to you if you want to roll it. I rolled decently.
You already rolled it. Go for it.
Or if you want one of you to roll and the other to roll, and we'll just take the higher number of the two.
All right, I rolled an 18 if you want to roll one.
I'll roll one. Oh, yeah, we're taking yours. I got a 4.
All right, so 18.
Oh, yeah, you get a pretty good rendition of Lavender and Nightshade on there for you, or on your sketchbook. The raccoons look at it, try to take a little bit of the paper to eat because they're raccoons. But they, after ripping off that piece of paper,
I let them do it.
With their weird, it's so weird. Raccoons have almost human hands. It's weird. But they rip it off, and then the one that's holding it, he kind of grabs it with his tail and shows the other ones. And then they start kind of running a little bit further deeper into the forest.
I guess we're following them.
Yeah, not too far away. It's probably about 100 feet, 150 feet away. You end up finding actually a pretty big patch and blooming area of where you see a whole bunch of different plants. Various different ones, from the Nightshade you're looking for, the Lavender you're looking for. You even see a couple plants that you weren't asked for, but you know that she carries these on her shelves. And you know a couple of them, like the sunflowers that you see growing here as well. You know that Fizzlet will use those sometimes for his more seasonal brews, for that a little added extra nature flavor to it.
I start grabbing any of the Lavender and Nightshade that I can, and then anything I know fetches for a good price, and anything I can make into paint colors.
Oh, you have plenty of choices here for paint colors, because you have so many flowers. Because you know that most of the dyes and whatnot that you use and paints, you literally just mix with a little bit of water, and it's mostly this sort of plant material. So yeah, you can collect. There's a good bit of, obviously there's a bunch of purple because you got lavender there. You have a good bit.
Did we find the lavender moss?
Not just yet.
Okay. I was just wondering.
You do know that is on the biggest tree at the center of the forest.
Okay. Sweet.
Yeah. I'd say you're probably about halfway to that.
Oh, you said moss. Okay.
Yeah, because that's the lavender moss, and that's almost a mineral style moss.
Okay, that's why I was asking. So I just figured I'd ask. But yeah, we definitely shouldn't grab everything we can find. Leave a couple.
Yeah, you find. I think the only color you seem to be missing out of here would just be straight white. That's the only color you can't find amongst the flowers you see here.
The absence of color.
Righty. Oh, but yeah, you find a good 4 or 5 bundles worth of both the lavender and Nightshade.
Definitely give the raccoon some more meat, though.
Oh, hell yeah. And also probably a good... and a good bit of, I'd say probably about almost 50 gold worth of random alchemist supplies as well.
Hey, let's see.
Because some of it's more rare, but some of it also is just... It's the effort for getting it as well. But presumably you guys want to travel further in?
Oh yeah,
we gotta find that mountains.
Yeah,
we gotta find the main thing we came for.
Roll a survival check to get through this forest, because it is kind of bewildering how all of the trees look exactly the same. They have varying in heights a little bit, but it is definitely odd.
I got a 15.
I got a 7.
23.
Ooh, got 2 high ones on that one. The 2 of you managed to find the path. Eldridge, he's just drinking a little bit, enjoying the flowers. He's vibing. He's in his lane, thriving and vibing. But the 2 of you find a fairly good path towards the center of the forest. And upon getting to the tree, you did not realize just how big that the center of this forest would end up being. But when you get there, you realize the true majesty of this forest and the reason why it's a sacred site. You see a massive ebon tree, about 20 to 40 foot diameter, or radius diameter. Yeah, about 20 to 40, or 20, about 30 foot diameter. And then it is hundreds of feet tall. This is like almost the equivalent of like a small redwood tree with its size.
Damn.
But obviously ebon colored. You see various holes throughout the tree of where like animals take refuge in. The roots even are small like burrows for animals, including these raccoons, who seem to be quite excited that you even helped them get back here where they haven't been able to be in a while because of the bird and brain hood that were terrorizing the area.
So we can say like we have a small like raccoon horde behind us right now.
I'd say
like
you guys started with
40.
like 5 and you're up to like 10 to 15 now. Because you guys have just kind of collected raccoons along the way somehow. Presumably they won't follow you out of the forest, but who knows? You guys do see that there is this almost crystalline lavender moss. It looks the way you would assume moss would. It's almost grass-like texture, but it's this shiny, brilliant purple, and especially now with the sun starting to go down, as it took you a couple hours to get here, you see that it really reflects, especially at sunset, these sort of sparkles all throughout it that make it almost look like gemstones. So you guys can try and collect it, but as opposed to using your hands, you will need like something like a crowbar or something because it is hard as stone.
I have a crowbar.
Shit, hell yeah. You guys managed to get about... How much would you like to collect of it?
Not all of it, but enough. I would like to collect enough that it can still regrow for later uses.
2 pounds of it? Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't want to just take it all so then it can't regrow.
Yeah, you do see that there is quite a bit of it growing on this tree, most of which you can't even reach, but there is still a good chunk that you can get off the bottom.
Okay, so yeah, I'll take as much as I can.
Yeah. It mainly grows in like where there's still tree cover over top of it. Because you know, like with these sort of massive trees, they stop having branches super low down. You see basically where its branches start is where like the top of the forest canopy is basically the height of the rest of the trees nearby, and that's about where it would stop growing. So it seems like it's almost got I wouldn't say a sunlight sensitivity sort of thing, but it's more akin to growing in more dark area than it is to the light areas.
Eldridge, can you give me a help up here? Let me get to the higher part and get a little extra.
Okay, I pick him up like a small child, and I
absolutely could.
I throw him. No, I'm kidding.
Throw him with like a fastball special.
I have a hammer also.
You guys collect a good bit, and would you guys like to take camp here in the woods with your raccoon buddies, or would you like to start heading home? Because you have a couple more hours before you'd have to call it for the night.
Would this be a safer spot? Probably.
You assume, considering you took care of presumably the biggest danger in the forest, you could probably sleep here or on the outskirts and it wouldn't matter that much. But given that this is where the raccoons have their den, you assume this is pretty safe.
Well then we probably. Well, no, I think we can travel a little more. It's up to y'all though.
I'd be down for that, or we could
Yeah.
Explore a little bit more of the area and such.
Yeah. I'm actually.
Yeah.
I'd actually like to explore more. Yeah. That's.
Take a couple more hours exploring before you set up and everything.
Yeah.
So then I have to ask this question. Are you exploring upwards, outwards, or inwards?
I'll
Because
explore.
there are quite big holes in the tree, big enough for you guys to fit in.
I'll explore upwards.
Yeah, and you can fly, so yeah, it makes sense.
I mean, I'll just climb currently.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
you can also do that.
Are we just like splitting up here?
It's up to you guys. You feel free to explore how you want. I will
yeah.
narrate it accordingly.
Yeah, I'll go inwards then. Yeah, we can split up. Nothing could possibly go wrong with a split up. Yeah, I'm down.
I'm just gonna set up camp. Y'all go do what y'all need to do.
I'm gonna start with Munin. As you climb the tree, you notice that sort of thing where I told you about how like the moss stops growing at a certain point. You also notice that about at that point where it stops growing, you get up a few more and take a break on the like one of the first couple like big chunky branches up there, just to catch your breath, and you just look out and you see for miles. You can see specks on the outskirts of what you know to be where your town that you just came from of Drominae was. And then you look in the other direction to the east, and you see a little bit raised up. You even see a bit of the capital in the distance. You don't see any like detail on it, but you can roughly see it like a mountain in the distance. You have an amazing view from up here of the entire forest and even further. Up there, you do see some squirrels and whatnot. They seem to regard you as like just seeing you and just questioning, but then just continuing about their business before it gets too dark. Some owls are up there, but nothing too crazy.
I get you.
You do see a different type of moss that starts growing at this certain point. This one still almost mineral in style, but this one is more of like a pinkish color. And it even has almost a fragrance to it. Probably one akin to it doesn't quite smell good, and it's more of like a bad smell, but you can't place what it is. It's like somewhere between like a mustardy smell and like mothballs.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'll pull out the dagger I just picked up, and I'm gonna take some of that too.
Just notate that one as the pink moss.
Okay.
For now. Taco, as you climb into the tree, as he climbed up, you climb in.
Real quick. So while I'm up there after getting like this big ass like view and everything, I'm gonna like sketch the view that I have from here.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
try to make it as pristine and as good as I can.
I assume you'll take your time in doing this while they're exploring. You're just kind of doing your or while he's exploring, you're doing more on that. More in your art,
is it about like sunset-ish time right now?
It is probably a little bit. It's like that. It's almost sundown, but not quite. So yeah, about sunset, evening time. The sky hasn't quite turned to that cotton candy color yet that it gets at sundown, but it is starting to get more orange than blue.
I pick a like direction and wait for it to start to change that color, and then I just full on do like as best and as not a super like great job, but like not a super rushed. I just try to make as best of painting as I can while up here in this tree of like whatever direction I choose of like the cotton candy sky with, you know what? We'll do it with towards the moving mountains with like the wizard's like castle thing that I can kind of see from here. Like, as the
you would see a little bit of that spire on top of the mountain from this distance because you have the height.
So I'm just doing like a art picture, like a full on painting of like the view I'm seeing with all the colors that I can try and match and shit.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't even say roll on this one. You take your time with it and you make this one immaculate.
Hey,
because you have, I would say, the inspiration for what you're seeing and the constant viewing of it. You are ready to go.
And just got the new colors and stuff.
Yeah, and just got a bunch of the new colors. Assume you take some of the time to work on making them as well while you're up there.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. And Taco, you go into the tree, and you realize that a bunch of the acorns that you got were probably stored in here, as there is almost an ocean of them within this tree. It's not like completely hollow by any means, but you do see that there's a good movement. And you realize that you could probably get up a good chunk of the tree from being inside as well. And you see in here, like, there's a bunch of different animals, some squirrels. You see plenty of bugs, of course, as well. Even a few birds trying to rest. Especially at the top, you see more towards the top, there are some owls. And you do know that, like, there is sort of a floor that you can kind of stand on while you're in here, but you also can kind of see, like, if you wanted to slide down further, you could, but you do know that that would take you below where you were, if that makes sense. It would be underground.
I definitely slide down.
Bet. Roll a dex save.
Nice. I believe that is a 13. That's 13.
You take 1 point of damage as you you slowly start sliding down, and then realize it's a very, very sheer drop, and you start catching yourself, and you do catch yourself in time, but you sort of like spark a little bit light on like a twig or whatnot. And considering it's like this magical fire, you know how to make this one to where it won't spread anywhere, and you kind of just drop it down, and you realize that this goes very, very far down. Before you lose sight of your fire.
Okay. I'll probably
Jump in.
I'm gonna just disappear. See you dudes later.
No, I'm gonna go out and
No, you're fine.
say something to Eldridge and Movement about this. So I can't really go anywhere unless I go all the way down.
You can go up as well. You do know that, yeah, and you obviously can see that there is something down there, but you know that you would have to be a lot more careful getting down than you initially were trying to. And you also know that it would be a bit of a struggle to get back up as well.
How far down can I see?
Considering you have dark vision, you can see about 60 feet below you. When you use the little fire trick I mentioned to see how exactly far down it went, you lost track around 100 feet.
Oh, okay.
Keep in mind, you jumped in this tree a little bit above eye line. So that is some wonky distance for sure.
I gotta go down, but I'm gonna go up first. I'll go
This
up.
man's
first.
about to go into the Underdark.
Yeah, that's literally what was going on in my head when I was thinking. But yeah, I'll go out. I'll leave for a second and relay the information to the group. Are you down from the tree yet?
I have no idea if this would have been that amount of time. Probably not, if I'm taking my time and working on it and everything.
Okay.
Like, you could at least send your bird up with like a note saying what's going on if you wanted to, so you can communicate with them.
Yeah, I quickly sketched down
Wouldn't
tree.
the note just burn up?
Nah, I hang it from him. It's fine.
Chooses when to make fire.
Big hole, lots feet down. I want to go. Send. Eldridge. Big hole in tree. Let's go.
Fine. As I am laying on my back with a bunch of raccoons around me, and they're all just chilling too, and we're just drinking.
Yeah, they're all laying in the exact same position as you.
Yeah,
One of which is on your chest, doing the exact same thing.
I'm just like, fine. I'm like, finish drinking, and I get up. And all the raccoons scatter away.
I get this note and I just go, Is this supposed to be common? What is this? What is this supposed to say? So I'd kind of I'd kind of like half-ass, not like try to rush, but at least try to put in a little bit quicker strokes and such. Get it to where I think
you've probably gotten at this point a good 90% of the painting done. The rest of the work you'd have left on it would be like filling in the slight variations in colors and whatnot, but you have most of it done at this point.
But yeah, I'd pack up and start making my way back down the tree to go find these people.
You just see me running around the tree, just pacing back and forth, waiting for shit.
He's gonna get here, he's gonna get here, he's gonna get here.
Is he here yet? Is he here yet? Looking up, staring up.
Dude, when I imagine you, I just imagine Toad from the Mario movie. Like, that's what I imagine. That is what I imagine.
Oh no, that one's fine. But yeah, if you guys want to head down the tree,
yeah,
you may. Do you want to do any special things before trying, or do you just want to try to like climb down without any extra support?
Can we like set up like a rope or something? I don't know if I have rope. I don't think I have rope.
What did you choose as your background?
That hollow something.
Oh yeah, you may not have started with it.
I don't have rope.
No, I don't have rope.
I look at my two compatriots. Are you guys in the tree already, or are you outside?
We were outside waiting on you, so I'm gonna still say we're outside.
So I'd get down there and like brush myself off and be like, so holding up the note. What?
Just follow me, and I just go into the tree and show them the hole.
Oh, okay. So we're going down this.
Yeah. Well, why not? Why not?
Oh, okay. And she just kind of start climbing down.
Do you have rope?
Yeah, I have rope.
Oh, okay. Let's get this rope tied down so we can go down.
So I climb back up the couple of feet that I had gone down, and I pull out the 50-foot rope that I have, and I tie it to like the dagger or whatnot, and essentially lodge the dagger either between rocks or like in the ground as best it can to kind of anchor it.
You see, as one of the raccoons tries to help stabilize it as well.
I attempt to like pat it on its head as thanks.
It does a weird raccoon noise, but it seems like it was in the affirmative, so it appreciated
fuck
it.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd do that and kind of secure that for them. Don't fall. And then I'll start climbing down again.
Yeah, I absolutely went first.
Jumped off.
Basically.
Alrighty, I would like athletics checks from the two of you that don't have a built-in climb speed.
What? Okay. Let me see.
I would like to point out I have 0 to athletics.
Okay, let me roll.
I'm well aware.
I got a 14.
Oh no, what is this?
I've been rolling really well today.
I got a nat 1.
Give me a second. I'm gonna let's take a small break. I just need to use the bathroom real quick.
Well, I mean, like I said, I was going down first, so if I see them fall, can I attempt to like catch them?
Oh no, I assume you're gonna try.
Oh, 100%. Even if it's like
one might be a failure.
Even if I have to like take myself off the wall to grab them and attempt to use my wings to keep us up. I don't know if because of how big the tree is, I don't know if this allows enough wingspan for my wings, but
what's your wingspan?
10 feet.
Is that so like basically 5 on each side?
I
or like
don't know.
3.5 on each side, I guess.
I don't know. It just says I have a 10-foot wingspan.
Hold on. 10-foot wingspan
from
side
wing
to
wing.
side. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's
so
edge of wing to wing.
Fully extended, I have a 10-foot wingspan.
It is overall a 20-foot radius or 20-foot diameter, so you have enough if it were completely hollow. It's not fully hollow, so you can get enough of your wings to sort of slow your fall, but not enough to actually get up.
I can feather fall us, essentially.
Yes.
Yeah, if I have to, I'll do that. If I can't
Yeah.
just grab him and help him get back onto the wall.
Yeah, just give me 1 second. I just got to use the bathroom.
Yeah, you're good.
Alrighty, so you guys start going through the tree. After the first little bit that you guys go down, you hear your friend Eldridge lose his grip entirely. He tumbles into our friend Aegis, who then tumbles into our bird fellow.
Oh.
Now, you do have the ability to try and slow down stuff because of your wings and whatnot, so I will give you a check. Give me either an athletics check or a strength save. I will let you choose.
Oh god. Neither of these are one.
Can I give him the help action as I fall on top of him?
Absolutely not.
Can I do a backflip and land on my feet and then do a little roll?
No, because this is your fault.
So you said either an athletics or a strength save?
Yes.
Okay. 20 on a strength save.
Sheesh.
Alright. So as they barrel into you, you also start falling, but then you manage to grip with like the edge of your wings on the wall, hurting you a little bit. Not enough to deal damage, but enough to make you feel a little sore. Kind of like, you know, if you're grinding the edge of your fingernails on something.
Yeah.
And you manage to slow yourselves down, and right before you see color starting to actually come out, and sort of lights as well out of the bottom of this. As you notice that there's almost an underground like spring and crystalline cavern down here. And upon seeing that, the rock gives out underneath your wings, and the rest of you fall about 50 feet straight into the water. The water is deep enough so that when you guys splash, it deals no damage to you. But it's also like, what the fuck? There's a whole cavern under here?
Is it like crystal clear water, like extremely?
It is so clear of water that you can see the bottom, even though it is fairly deep.
Okay.
You see that the crystals in this cave are a almost brilliant purple, giving off light, with the occasional like green or blue here and there as well. Then it's just crystals galore up on the ceiling, the floor, the walls. But it doesn't seem like this is like a huge cave that goes anywhere, so much as it is like a small little groundwater inlet that's underneath here. And you do notice that these crystals are very, very similar to the same crystals you see on the moss that you've collected, both the one further up in regards to Munin, but also the one that you guys are getting for Fizzlet.
I'll definitely take a couple of crystals. Like, I guess I had to break them off.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I would like to do the same. I'll just help him do that.
Yeah, fine. You guys can collect some crystals. I'd say, depending on how big of a one you would want to get, they can range from either 5 pounds to about 20 pounds per crystal, depending on which size you want. So if you want a small one, it'd be about 5 pounds. You want a medium, 10, large, 20.
How much do you think we can fit in that bag?
Which bag?
Didn't you get a bag that can hold stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Can we fit one of the bigger crystals in there?
So I take the bag and I reach my hand in it to see if I feel anything again.
Roll me a D100.
44.
So 44?
Yeah, 44.
You find some more. You find about 14 silver pieces in there, and you find a full or almost full bottle of that same tequila that you smelled on the other dude.
I pull out the silver and I put it in my little like horn purse. I smell the bottle, and is it like an actual glass bottle or is it in another flask?
It is a glass bottle. Like it is about 4 to 5 times the size of that flask.
Oh. I pull out the flask. I fill the flask with the contents of the bottle until it's full. Put the cap back on the flask and hand Eldridge my the flask.
Nice little
And-
fill up.
And
So
I
I'm laying on my back in the water.
and I drop the bottle back into the bag, and I reach back in to try and grab it.
You drop it back in there, and then you're able to pull it back out. And you see at first, like you couldn't find it when you just got like your hand in there, but then you reach down and you get to like elbow length in the bag, even though the bag is like the size of your fist.
Okay.
And then you feel it.
I'm going to reach in and just try to pull something else random out.
You do not seem to find anything else in there.
Okay.
I do believe this is a bag of holding. I've heard about them before.
Is it just a magic bag?
Yeah, it can just hold stuff like up to like 500 pounds, I think.
Oh. But then
or something like that.
I guess we have a nice little bag of to carry whatever we want. I guess load it up with however many of these crystals we want.
Let's not take them all. Let's only take like 20 pounds worth, I'd say.
All right.
We don't want to disturb anything.
All right. You guys can that's enough for either one of the bigger ones that you can put in there if you want to just do 20 pounds worth.
Well, I'll take a bigger and a smaller one. How about that?
Oh, okay.
That's what
that'd be about 25 pounds.
Yeah, that works.
And did you want to get like one of each color, or did you just want to get one color?
Yeah, gotta get one of each color.
All right. I'd say you get like a large purple one, and then you get a couple of the small. I believe I said green was one of them, and then I think. Oh God, I don't remember the other color I said.
Blue.
Sounds right. Good enough for me. And you can grab one of the blue ones as well to put in there.
I'm just putting in the bag of holding 20 pounds of crystals of various sizes and colors. Does that work?
Yeah, that works for me.
Huzzah.
But put it to 30 pounds.
30 pounds.
Yeah. Yay! So you can have more variety on the colors.
Okay.
Basically 5 pounds worth of like the green one, 5 pound of the blue, and then the 20-pound purple.
I'm going to try a little taste of this water.
This is some of the most refreshing mineral water you've probably had.
I empty my water flask and fill it with this water.
Alrighty.
I'll also fill my flask with that water.
It is pristine condition water, so it is immaculate. Like it truly is. Like you probably haven't had water this good ever.
Got
I filled up like everything I have with this water though, which is like one canteen.
That's all I have.
Facts, but I fill it up for sure.
So, looking around, is there any other sort of entrances or exits or canals or tunnels or anything from this, I guess, underground grotto cave thing?
Not that you can see. The only thing, like I said, it's sort of like the sort of lake, and then there's like a small shoreline that you guys were able to get to. And that's where most of the crystals were at, some of which also being in the water and whatnot, producing some light.
Mm-hmm.
That is also one thing of note. All of the crystals produce a little bit of faint light, and that's why you can see very well down here.
Hell yeah.
But the only sort of entrance you really see is the same hole you came out of.
Hell yeah.
There's a couple smaller holes as well, but you don't think any of you guys could fit in those.
What's our swim speed?
If you don't have a swim speed, you basically have to, I think it's like an athletics check for half movement or something like that.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so probably shouldn't dive.
If we're wanting to get back up, I guess I could fly each of you up to either the side of the cliff or up to the entrance of the hole, and then we can make our way back up that way.
Wait, don't we have the rope?
That only went 50 foot.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, you know that the rope is about halfway between where you guys currently are, or not where the hole ends and where you guys entered. So you guys still have another good 30 feet between where you guys are and the hole you came from. So it's about 80 feet to the edge of the rope.
But we should definitely keep this place in mind, and maybe we could use this as our own personal getaway or hideout or supply area.
Yeah, that sounds good. And we're sure there's no other entrances here.
Perception check if you want.
Yeah, I
I'll
definitely
do
want to
that,
walk
hell
around
yeah.
and like investigate maybe as I walk
Yeah.
around.
That as
Do
well.
that.
I'll allow it.
And then my Blaze will give me advantage, right? As he points around to stuff.
Yeah, sure, why not?
I bet that's a 25.
13.
It was the not and then a 19.
You do see, like I said, there were the other tree holes, but you do see that there is another hole at the bottom of the sort of water that you're at that sort of leads in another direction, but you only just barely see it from where you're at. And you know that you would have to not only swim, but you be able to hold your breath, presumably for a while, to be able to get in and through it.
I pointed out, I see a hole over here that we could get down, but I don't think I'm a great swimmer. So I think we should come back another time and explore this more. Maybe Margaret can make us a water breathing potion or something, a little tincture or something like that.
Well, that'd
If we
be
give
that's a
her
really
some
good
of the
idea.
stuff. Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
But she is capable of making that potion, so
Yeah, that's why I figured maybe.
Yeah.
That's what we'll do. And then we'll come back. I think maybe we kind of keep this place more to ourselves, maybe. Because I don't know how many people we want to know about this. If we want to make this like a hideout or something.
I would say we keep this between our little group here.
Yeah, I agree.
We could use like the upper part inside the tree as like I guess like our base of operations, and down here is like our little getaway or for area we want to put stuff we don't want others to know about.
Yeah, when we need to hide or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know
Yeah.
you have guards for this already as well.
Oh yeah, the raccoons. Hell yeah.
Yes, the raccoons.
The boy. So when I imagine the raccoons, do y'all remember that movie on Cartoon Network that would show all the time, where it was like all the animals
Are you talking about Over the Hedge?
over the hedge?
Oh, like oh god, I don't remember any of the characters' names, but I know the movie you're
You
talking
know what I'm
about.
talking about?
Oh
though,
no, are
yeah.
you talking about Open Season, the one with the deer and the bear?
No, I'm talking about Over
And-
the Hedge.
Okay.
Dude, Over the Hedge is so good.
Over the
Season's
Hedge is
good
so
too,
good, and
but-
every time you talk about that, I think about the raccoon from Over the Hedge. That's the one. That's the thing I think about. 'Cause that's the leader, right? I'm pretty sure.
I want to say is it a raccoon or is it a squirrel?
No, it's a raccoon. There's
All I
both.
know is I'm about to Google this shit real quick.
Me too. I'm
because-
actively doing it.
There is a squirrel. There's a raccoon. The raccoon. The
Yeah,
turtle's
okay,
the
you're
real
right.
leader.
Yeah.
The turtle was the real leader, but then he got
yeah.
jealous because the raccoon.
Yeah, there
came
is a
over.
squirrel, there is a raccoon, and there is a turtle.
There's also
Yeah,
a
that's right.
skunk.
Yeah.
Every time you said the raccoon, that is what I imagine in my head as the Over the Hedge raccoon. So
Yeah.
such a good movie.
Wanda Sykes played a skunk. Steve Carell was a
Yeah.
red squirrel.
I think the red squirrel was
Bruce
Big Man.
Willis was the raccoon.
Yeah.
Like, come on, great movie, great fucking movie.
William Shatner and Avril Lavigne were the possums?
Yeah, there was
I
possums.
did not know.
Dude, why was this movie full of fucking stars? No wonder it was such a banger.
Movie was a banger. Over the Hedge was a great movie. Open Season wasn't bad though.
I don't remember it as well. I just remember it being a weird sort of weird looking animation and a funny deer. And
Yeah.
I don't remember much more than that.
The first one wasn't too bad. I did not watch any of the ones after that.
There was more. I think
Yeah,
I remember
yeah.
two. I think I remember two, but there wasn't a three, was there?
I feel like they even made a TV show.
There's
I was gonna say, yeah,
What?
they made
They made
three
a
movies and
TV
a TV
show?
show.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they did.
I was about to
Yeah.
say, oh my god, they made a TV. What was the TV show? I don't even. I don't really remember the movie at all. But
So it
okay.
came out, funny enough, the same year as the movie we were just talking about. By the way, this is now our movie podcast.
Yeah, welcome.
Oh.
Oh my god, no, they made Open Season 2, Open Season 3,
Yeah.
and Open Season Scared Silly?
Oh my god!
Yeah,
I
there's a
thought.
lot of 'em.
Jesus, I did not know that. I know what I'm watching later.
Oh, they were direct-to-video sequels. So it was the first one was in theater, but the rest were straight to DVD.
Well, see, I thought that the second one went in theater too.
See, I thought so too, but it says 3 direct-to-video sequels.
I mean, shoot, I'm not surprised.
Oh god, and they're even saying direct to video. That was before it was direct to DVD. They were still videotapes.
Oh,
Yeah.
VHS. Hell yeah.
Yep.
All right, so yeah, I guess I'll do that depending on if
Hold
that's
on.
what you people want to do.
Ashton Kutcher was the deer?
Yeah.
In
Name's
open
Elliot.
season?
Yes, yeah. I don't remember which one I was looking at. Ashton Kutcher was the deer.
Bet. But yeah, so I think we're leaving the tree now.
Yeah.
Oh my god. John Favreau was one of the characters. One of the people who's like, what,
Did you say
the book of...
Favreau?
I don't know how to say his name. I've always spelled Favreau. That makes sense. He was the beaver. He was the beaver in that movie, but like, isn't he like the dude who's working on all the Star Wars shit that's really good?
Yeah, he's also Happy in fucking Spider-Man.
Yeah. And the Iron Man movies. Yeah.
Oh shit, yeah.
Oh, it's that guy. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Okay, so back to what we were doing.
So yeah, if do you guys just want me to carry you one at a time
yeah.
to like the entrance? All right, so
I
I'll do
just
that.
jump on.
I'll try and like fly them up to the entrance area thing.
You could do it one at a time, no check required.
Yeah. No,
The only reason the first one was a check is because you got barreled into.
Oh yeah. Well,
but yeah,
like I said, she doesn't use her wings too often up to this point either. So like, I get it.
it's like when you try to lift a weight that's just way out of your ability, just straight to the ground.
So yeah, she takes you both up to the like entrance of the whole thing above the water and gets you guys to where you're comfortable on the like wall, and then goes back for the next, and then after the other one's climbing up, she'll climb up herself.
Alright, bet. Let's get it.
Do that, and I assume set up camp somewhere nearby, and have your rest for the night.
So I'd assume that has been a couple hours.
Yeah, no, that whole escapade between the minor mining operation and the trying to get the fuck out of their operation. Yeah, it took a little bit of time. I'd say it's probably about 9-ish, 10-ish at this point, so it's definitely, I'd say probably like more 10:30, 11-ish, because it's a little bit later at night now. Okay. It's definitely significantly darker than you guys went in, because you went in right as the sun was going down. And you see the raccoons are happy to see you guys.
Okay. Yeah.
And yeah, if you guys would like to set up your camp, you may. And Night Watch, that's where I was going.
I can either take the first or second. I mean, I'm not a trance, so I only have to sleep 4 hours. So if anybody else wants to sleep, they are more than welcome to. Whoever wants to take first or second.
This night kind of goes on without a hitch, so you don't have to worry about any checks. There's no dangers to be seen.
She just spends most of her time finishing up the painting that she was working on.
Hell yeah.
And then if she finishes that before then she finishes up the one that she was doing earlier of Aegis and Blaze.
Hell yeah. I'd say you finished the first one that you mentioned about the sunset and everything, the cotton candy skies on the moving mountains. And then you start working on the other one. And you probably get that one probably about 3/4 of the way done before the rest is over. But it goes out with a hitch, and you guys are woken up the next day, well rested and ready to go. Maybe only some minor nightmares. For some reason, you feel like you're falling, and you don't know why.
Falling and I can't get up. Life alert.
And you guys presumably head back to town, correct?
Yeah.
Alright. You do a couple days travel to get back home. And upon getting back, you do notice a couple of weird things. The guard is missing.
Oh no.
Oh no.
And what would you like to do then? Upon noticing that the guard who's normally outside is not there.
We noticed that, like, upon walking up. Have I been to this town often?
You guys have been here long enough to know that that's not normal.
Do I see any civilians?
Roll a perception.
I'm with Chris on this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I immediately take to the air as best I can.
I got
and
an
see if I can
18.
see anything in the
I
air.
10. And then I'm gonna roll a stealth.
Cause if I don't see anybody, I full on sprint to my parents' house.
So I got a 23
No
on
stealth.
stealth. I
No
got 23
stealth.
on stealth. I'm taking it cautious, but I'll be behind you.
You don't see anyone at the or out on the streets and whatnot. And as you start sprinting to your parents' place, you actually hear from the bar a bunch of people talking and discussing something in great fervor. And you actually hear your mom's voice as well, coming from there with that perception check.
Okay. Okay, then I'll head to the bar. So I was like, for sure that's the first thing.
I was like, because if you kept going home, you'd see that there was no one there. If you, it just in the case you wanted to check that first.
Yeah.
It seems that everyone seems to be at the tavern, bar, and the bar and grill. But they seem to be at Fizzlet's place, discussing something.
Okay.
Yeah. So you guys all head over there, and the first thing you hear upon opening the door is from your mom. We're going to that island, and we're getting my fucking husband back. I swear to God. And that is where we will leave off this session.
I refuse. Keep going.
Yeah. No, that's... Come on.
As it seems, your father is missing.
Dun dun dun.
Thank you for listening to another outing of our party. If you enjoyed and want to support us, like and follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, all at Imaginary Paradise. One word. Except for Twitter, which for whatever reason is only Imaginary Pair. And if you really, really love us, you can come donate to us on Patreon. We have some fun exclusives for you, and that can help us keep this thing going and improving. Thanks again for listening, everyone, and keep your imagination strong and your dice roll stronger. Stay chaotic.